Alright, everyone. I don't know if anyone's awake right now. I'm not sure if you guys are out there and gonna find this. Oh, man. So, been a stressful day. Jeez. YEVO was quite a roller coaster. Kind of incredible and absolutely insane. 42-minute sellout, heart attack over the escrow wallets that there was a miscommunication on. Like, people, not everyone was entirely clear, and they misunderstood the dev when he was busy trying to manage his community and was trying to also communicate with me. There was a lot going on, so I apologize for the confusion. I am very sorry for like getting that a little mixed up in there and causing that little heart attack by being surprised. It's miscommunication with the devil. He's very busy, so I appreciate your patience there. What we are looking at right now, so to confirm, these things launched about 12 hours ago, so just after the hour at 6 minutes. The dev said at that time that they will unlock in 12 hours. So I was just double checking the time there. So we should, if I'm not fucking completely stupid on my math, I can remember UTC calculation. Honestly, this is why I have computers. I'm ironically kind of bad at math. This is why I have goddamn computers. Oh, thank you. Thank you for joining. It's a real relief to have at least someone here with me to ride this out. I appreciate it. Because you have no idea how stressful this has been. Oh my goodness. Whew. Just absolutely insane waiting for this to come to completion. Because, oh boy, this whole thing has been like a sword of Damocles hanging over my head all day. It's been fun. It's exciting. I'm thrilled. But man, oh man. So, while we're doing that, one point, so to be clear, what I've got open here is I've got the YEVO time lock escrow wallets that are holding both the developer's proceeds here. So to be clear, the developer has not been paid yet. There is 280 ETH here from everyone's purchases waiting to pop open. We have, let me go ahead, because I found we can name things on Bloxy, so we can actually, it'll show us the address, then we can also give it a logical name. I'm actually having this very nice. I've been collecting a list of wallets and other addresses that have scanned people. After going through my little forensic accounting with some other folks that are pretty good at it too, been working out whether or not it actually is or not. We're kind of building up a wall of shame and deciding what to do with that. Also, Bloxy lets us name them. I am still working out if everyone can see that. I gotta go test that out. But at the very least, we can start naming some of these wallets and actually try to provide some info. So I really want this to be a safe environment for everyone to trade. I really love what you guys are doing. I am a giant data hungry autistic mutant. So I got, the only money I want is the stuff that lets me survive, not be too hot or cold, and to play video games. Really, if I can just do this for you, have very small passive income, and fuck off to a beach somewhere where I can play video games all day, I will be quite content with a life well lived. That's it. I don't even need a house or anything there. I'll live in a goddamn tent if that's all I can do. But oh man, stressful day. I'm yammering. It is insane. Hey guys, thank you for coming. I really appreciate the company. Oh, this is where It is all on the money now. I know this was an amazing pre-sale. I'm sure it was very exciting, very frustrating for some folks because it went by so fast. So I'm here watching these waiting to unlock. To set the expectation, we should have it occur at about 6 minutes after the hour. All right. Now, mind you, it's based on, yes, a timestamp, but the only way the contracts can get their timestamp is when the block gets mined. Yeah, it's going to be a party. These things are going to pop like a pinata unless I've been completely fucking scammed and I'm screwed. So, Dev is awake. So, fantastic. Looks like Dev is here and is excited. Pardon me, I apologize. The whole YEVO thing, the absolutely everything was just so incredibly stressful. It was insane. I tore through, Jesus Christ. I tore through an entire pack of cigarettes through all of that. Alright? It was nuts, man. It was fun. I'm not knocking anybody, but it was a roller coaster ride, and we need to even that out for you boys. Because to be honest, I'd like, our market to improve and mature. And so, oh, hey, Dev saying they appreciate everything. Dev has been great after this. They have been very thankful. They are very appreciative for everything that everyone's done, especially over at Wolfpack. Wolfpack doing a great help. In fact, this rocky start has let us see that we need to do some additional work there, because we had a rocky deployment. I'm not faulting the dev. The dev thought they were doing this on their own, alright? So the dev, good. Alright. Alright, pardon. I'm just letting the dev know that we're here watching the release, and maybe he'd like to come join us. Man. Alright, so like I was saying, so it was a bit of a rocky deployment. We understand that. Very sorry. A bit of communication all around, partly because everything's so hectic. No one was planning to do this. We were trying to coordinate things in advance, but it wasn't quite able to line up, and understandably the dev was very busy and had a lot of priorities to tend to. So I don't want anyone thinking that any of this was in any way the dev's fault. Alright, dev did great job. This is some really, really just amazing code. I was digging further into it because, and to be honest, I understand everyone hit the launch window and hit the deadline. I kind of felt bad in that I really probably should have done a better job of putting my foot down, not rambling as much. I know I do that. I apologize. I'll try to get that under control. I'm going to try to find a co-host to try to keep me on task there. I can be a bit of a yappy doge, and sometimes I just need that cuff on the nose to keep me in line, So, and I appreciate it. I'm totally cool. If I'm ever chatting with you and I seem to be going on too long, just tell me to sit, boy, and I'll probably shut up and give people room. But otherwise, yeah, we're here. We're going to watch this thing pop. Again, to set the expectation, we're still about 25 minutes out, because from my calculation here, because these things were created at just 6 past the hour, and the time difference that across the world, because this is listed in UTC, then we should be watching these things pop open. We are looking at YEVO. It is in the name. You can check it out. To be clear, I'm not auditing a new contract right now. This is not a new thing to buy into until these release. They will be for sale, and I fully predict that the way the dev has handled things, this is going to be a mad dash to the market to get all of this set up. I and the Wolfpack have been watching the market. Can't say it's all of this, but it has been interesting to notice that as this token launched and as this sale completed throughout the day, Ethereum has been kind of sliding off the market. It seems to be moving off the market and into people's wallets. And I'm a little curious what's been going on. We can't try to attribute all of that to just one token, but this is definitely the buzz. This is definitely something people are talking about. And that is where, in doing all of this, it is quite possible that we've got some pretty hefty folks that are ready to move on this thing as soon as it pops. This is the sort of thing, the way the dev handled this, one, I liked it. It was fair. It was reasonable. Yes, thank you for helping out, crowd. I appreciate you answering little questions. No, to be clear, it is not yet up there. For one, the pre-sale's done. That is not happening. We are not looking at a new contract. To be clear, I want to make sure everyone's understand that we're not, like, this is not fresh. We are doing kind of a post-mortem, and because of the very innovative way the developer has managed their pre-sale and has set up the double time lock escrow vaults that are holding the team's proceeds, so they are there, not yet released, and so that's what the devs should be getting paid. We've got a look at the buyer dispersal vault, which is here, waiting to kick off. We're still, as I'm reading it now, alright, so we're about 20, we were 25, was that right? 26? Oh god, I literally am terrible at basic arithmetic. I can do algebra and trig in my head, I can't do fucking basic arithmetic. You know what, it's 6 after the hour, fuck it. Except for those half time zones, and fuck the half time zones, they make my life a living hell. It's 6 after the hour, these things should pop open. I have been stressed out all day. Yeah, pretty sure someone could add alright, pretty sure the tokens are being released to someone, so someone could add their own liquidity, but if the devs don't add right away, you have to be careful. Yes, you are correctly identifying here that one of the problems with any of these launches that we're trying to solve as a community is that, oh, hey, we got an update. I was not in the Telegram group because I think Telegram is fucking cancer. I'm actually an Elements status signal man, but almost no one actually bothers with end-to-end encryption anymore, so, or at all. So, like, most people are on Elements, most people aren't on status, most people aren't on, Signal. Well, more people are getting on Signal. It's kind of interesting watching my address book pop up more and more with people like, oh, this person bought Signal, this person bought Signal, or this person's using Signal and it's free. They're using Signal, and I dig through and I'm like, huh, this seems to keep happening every time there's certain events in the news. I find that fascinating. All right, pardon as I'm filling the air. I have been incredibly stressful all day, and I gotta say, as much as I love how the launch went, as much as I like the code, as much as it gave me a heart attack, it was fun but exhilarating. We've also learned a lot from this process. So Wolfpack and I, we're going to be working together. They've got some fantastic ideas on how to work this out, get it some better lead time, ways to try to get so that we can have a cleaner launch. Excuse me. That we can have the community get some more help, the dev get some more help, and possibly a way to make sure that they have an interesting idea for a kind of innovative revenue model around a kind of a marketing work that is very interesting. I appreciate that. I've even told them they should probably launch their own DAO to help work on that, because I like the idea. I don't want to speak for them. I don't want to say what they're doing or what the idea is. I apologize that I'm teasing, but Wolfpack, they got amazing ideas to help work out and streamline this entire deployment process, make sure the launches go smoothly, make sure that the marketing team can get properly compensated in a way that, from what they pitched to me as kind of brainstorming, because we were trying to find out how we can help each other out, and they are really, really helpful. I gotta say, Wolfpack, I know I sound like I'm shilling them. They're not paying me. We're working together. Them, Rect Inquisition also. They're a much smaller group. I do mean to come back to you. I am not dev. I am not the dev. Alright? I am completely independent. I do not get paid by the developers. I do not get paid or have any of these tokens. In fact, I work for tips. I work for tips at, well, heck, I'll drop that in the chat in case people are interested and would like to help. So you can send tips if this has worked out to either of these addresses. They are, there we are, yep. The top one is an ENS address, the bottom one is an unstoppable domain address. Both work just fine in any major wallet. MetaMask will take them. I am happy to accept tips. Please do not send me any of the stuff that I audit. So right now, when this thing pops open, if you get your tokens, please, many people have been very gracious. I really appreciate all the tips. You can, if you ever want to audit my work and make sure that I'm not pulling any shenanigans, those will also work. Like, you can resolve those to the actual wallet address. You can go look up my wallet. You can see what's there. It doesn't look like much. I know I'm poor Doge on the internet. I do coding. I like data. I'm just that sort of mutant. And so you can see what's going on there. And if you're ever curious what's happening, it's like my fun little play experimental wallet. I got another one for real funds, but trust me, it's not that much bigger. Life is what it is, you know? Hence I'm here. And it's fun. It's lovely. So, Wolfpack, beautiful guys. They're working on very interesting, innovative ways to try to streamline the deployment process, make sure that a marketing team that is properly engaged can get compensated, because they completely missed out on this pre-sale. They did all this lovely hard work. They helped manage everything. They wrangled. They, scrambled first thing this morning to try to get all of this in, and nobody knew the pre-sale was going to close in 42 seconds. 42 fucking seconds. And because they were so diligently helping me, because they were trying to help get this to be a launch, and they were really just working to make this a successful launch to make sure they could get on a good, fair, equitable pre-sale like everyone else at the same time. So they were not looking for an edge. They were not looking for a direct payment. They really did just want to make sure that we have clean launches and that everyone has got a fair play in the market. And that's the thing I really love about the guys over there, talking with them. They've got a love for the game. Yeah, they want to get rich. That's what a lot of people do. I'm a fucking weirdo, and I want to process data. And so... some of the guys got in. I understand. Okay, cool. So some of the guys got in, some of them didn't. I'm glad at least some people did. At least you know this is the game. You understand that's the game. I appreciate you guys being very understanding and taking it all as a learning experience. I loved the idea. I'll just call them TMNT. Decent enough way to identify. Sorry, I never double-checked if that... I never double-checked who I can mention on stream. So he had absolutely... why not making it on balance then? Okay, 1, pre-sale's over. 2, to set up there, since we got some time to kill, because, again, this thing releases at 6 minutes after the hour, and if everything's right, if we got it right, the dev has reported correctly. Now, I want to be clear, as we're reloading these and watching it, it's not going to be exact, alright? So don't freak out if we get to the time of 6 after the hour and from the calculation 11 seconds that it doesn't quite pop, okay? Many things will be going on. It could be the reason it might be a few seconds delayed is because the way the system works, and I really got to catch up on videos teaching people how the entire blockchain system works, and not just those simple videos of, oh, it's on chain and transactions and all that. Like, they're lovely entries, but you guys need more of an in-depth technical knowledge on how this shit functions and what the hell's going on. And so with that, it's like I said, I really need to make sure that we get clean launches, that we get this shit straightened out, that stuff is working better. So, oh, on the why not on the bounce yesterday? Okay, so one, thank you for re-asking. Thank you for politely clarifying what you mean on the bounce. While we're filling time and I'm describing, and we're waiting for this thing to pop, because man, I have been stressed. I have been talking my goddamn head off. I normally do that, but it's been like double speed today because all of this has, like, man, my whole shtick is on the line here. If this thing doesn't go off, I'm pretty well fucked reputation-wise. So, to be clear, again, shout out to Wolfpack, big help. Not a lot of them got in, so whatever tips can come through, I'm gonna offer that as an even split for some of the guys over there, because you did help. I appreciate it. I'll pop that over, work that out somewhere. I'm thinking like a 60-40 split, large side to you, because you did so much work and then got kind of burned there, but we'll talk about that. Maybe you can turn it down. But, no, this is YEVO. So one, alright, I'll get to the question on why not bounce. To the point of the yelled thing, I understand. It was brought to my attention recently that something happened. It's YouTube. I don't fucking know what. My YF beta videos and my yelled videos. So the YF beta preview of the upcoming financial exchange and the yelled videos somehow had their titles switched. I don't know what the hell happened. And I seem to have lost the YF beta video. The first one. The very first thing I did, the one that made all of this happen. And kudos to the beta boys out there for ordering that. Beta's the new alpha, but it's gone. I'm a sad doge, but that's life. I fixed the video descriptions. I have made that, updated the description to explain that I didn't know what happened, that they're corrected now. So I apologize for all of that. Now to the question of why not do the sale on bounce. Okay, that's very, very interesting that you asked the question, because there is actually an interesting and complicated answer there. Oh, I know, there's a lot of things going on in YF beta. Okay, I have been speaking with Owen from Whaler DAO. I got your question on bounce. There is a good question. It's very interesting, but I want to answer some of these as we're going through. So, yes, I've been talking with Owen over on Whaler DAO. He's a great guy, very helpful. Also been talking with that as I read the Jack G from Aragon. Not professional relationships with them. I've reached out to them as professionals that are familiar with the field, and specifically here with a bit more experience in some of the finer details and legalities of things than I am. Very helpful folks. They like what AutoDAO is doing or what I have planned there, some of the descriptions, and so they're willing to help me out in finish out proposals and make sure everything gets designed properly. So again, on that point of I know things are going on with YF Beta. In that case, I initially turned down access to the multi-sig wallet. I have been offered it again through Owen. I really appreciate that you guys trust me. I turned it down before because I really didn't want to have any sort of control or access to any of this. But I have reconsidered since you guys have not only approached and asked and I turned down and then you politely approached and asked again. Well, there's kind of a tradition. Those that might know it know the case. Gotta do it 3 times. So, out of formality and respect for the tradition, if you don't know the one I'm talking about, just don't worry about it. Go with it. It's a thing I'm doing. I'm weird like that. Tradition, I gotta turn down a second time, but if asked a 3rd time, I will have to say yes. Alright? I'm just throwing that out there. I really do want to stay independent. I really do want to make sure that I don't have ties to projects. I want to make sure that I'm not getting any of the tokens at any point ever in the future For anything that I audit, I'm refusing those. Um, so I'm just going to follow tradition here of I'm going to have to turn down the second time, but if I get asked a third time, I will have no choice but to say yes. It is required. That is the tradition. And so, again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can Google around, probably find it. But, so, I'm happy to. But upon, like I said, I will be happy to go through the motions. I'll be asked the third time. We'll get it done. And I think this can be a first move towards this audit down things. Because as I've been telling everyone all around, but I want to be very clear, I like the data in the trading. I like the hunting down and tracking things. I really like the code analysis. Thank you, man. No. Let me be clear here. I'm playing a game with you guys. There's a tradition. If you're not sure about it, there's a tradition. So, you asked me to take the crown once, I refuse. You asked me to take the crown a second time, tradition dictates that I must refuse. If you ask me to take the crown a third time, tradition dictates that I must accept the crown. We gotta go through the motions here if you want to crown me, okay? I'm willing to accept that, but I'm an old-fashioned. I'm really old-fashioned. Like, let's just say you gotta go back a few thousand years, okay? Alright, so, as we follow the tradition, it's good, we'll be fine. I'm very honored, so yes, if asked a third time, we'll have no choice but to say yes, and we will make that happen. Now, for the question on bounce, I did want to address that. Part of my little idiosyncrasies and wanting to play games with people, I'm kind of a giant fucking troll like that, but I try not to be harmful and disruptive, just amusing. So with that, again, I hope you guys can read between the lines of what I'm doing. A little joke there, alright? So, with that, see, there you go. See? You getting that? There's another one. There's a more historical precedent that this ties to, too, but you're also correct. Alright, so the question on why not do it on bounce. That was very interesting, and that is why I am very excited to see what this developer does, because they pulled off something absolutely amazing. Alright, we are at the top of the hour, guys. 6 minutes plus a little. I want to be clear here as I'm answering this question on the dev being very good and why not bounce. Understand that the way all of this is working, and I'm watching this because we've got the contract here that should be dispensing all of your tokens. This is what this thing should pop open like a pinata. I am holding on to, I am looking at the token graph here. So, see, this is where tokens have gone. And quite literally, when we come back and see this has happened, we should be able to see this thing literally pop open, almost like a piñata, in that all the tokens are right here, and then suddenly at 6 after, it should just poof, everyone has their tokens, if this all goes correctly. From looking at the dev's work, it is very clean, it is elegant, and that is interesting as to why they did not use bounce. And that's because, one, it looked like they had actually done a cost estimate on what proceeds they would need to pay for development, and there you go. To pay for development, sure. Oh, yes. So that is where it is interesting how looks like they did a cost analysis on what they would need to do the work, and have the appropriate team. 280 ETH for the development of a financial exchange with the level of skill this guy is working at is an entirely reasonable rate. I mean, I'm just throwing out there that, like, I design systems for banks and shit to meet, like, federal regulatory requirements, and, like, I'm usually easily billing at, like, $250 an hour. Mind you, I got a lot of fucking overhead. There's the insurance, there's the bonding, there's the background checks, there's the fucking absolutely everything, okay? So we got about 4 minutes. I know it's exciting. I'm keeping up on this. We're gonna watch this thing pop open like a piñata. It'll be exciting. The dev has kept their word, so I got a good feeling here. I've got the dev's wallet where the dev payment and the marketing team's payment was dispersed. I also confirmed that, as promised, 555 tokens have been burned. We have that operation right here. That 555 that was sent, that was burned as promised. So we're still waiting for the countdown here. Now we're coming up close. We still got about 4 minutes for this thing to unlock and pop open and just spread all that sweet, sweet YEVO all around. Yep, so thank you very much, Mike, for bringing that up. So yeah, as we're waiting this on pop, to be clear, if you want to expedite your work, you want to expedite your trades, you can go to Uniswap. You have the contract address for the YEVO token. In fact, I'll even be helpful if I can, and we'll drop this in the chat for people. Again, this is just the wallet address from the YEVO token. You saw me in that from where this was, saw this, YEVO, that, I right-clicked, pulled it up here, got this address, it is marked Yearn Evolved YEVO ERC20 token, it's pulled that up. So now if you want to, you can go to Uniswap, or you can plug this in, click the ad, that way it's there, ready to go. Thank you for reminding us. And we've got 2 minutes. 2 goddamn minutes, people. Whew. Alright, everything's on the goddamn line right now. I am so stressed. I am so pumped. This is it. Like, everyone's been telling me that everyone's appreciative of the work that I'm doing. Everyone's loving this. It's beautiful. I'm having fun. I'm giving up the moons so that you guys can have them. Because remember, I don't get any of this. You guys have the YEVO. The YEVO is yours. Do not give me any YEVO. I appreciate that you might value this, and I do thank you. I am working for tips, so by all means, my life has been fucked for everyone. Jesus, mine's been fucked for a few years, and I'm trying to dig that shit out since I'm here. But I also, I want to make this a clean environment for you guys, alright? So I don't want to chase the trades. I don't want to get rich. I just want to pay off my fucking debt so I can just get on with my goddamn life, and I want to make the whole space safe for you guys. So again, when this baby pops, please, I accept tips. I do not accept YEVO. Do not send me YEVO. I never want that. I got some YF beta before. I did sell that, and so, oh my god, it's almost time. It's almost time. It's almost time. Oh god, we're down to a minute. Okay, I want to die. I want to, oh god. Dev has been DMing me. All right, Dev is here. Oh, I'm sorry, 32 minutes. Oh wow. Okay, I apologize. I did the calculation wrong. Thank you for correcting me. God damn. All right, thank you. Thank you so much. I did my math wrong. Again, time zones. Maybe I misunderstood. Thank you very much for clearing it up, Dev. We've got 32 minutes, and so there we go. Alright, so I thank you. Cool. I got it. 32 minutes, not 2 minutes. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I was misunderstanding the timing when you did that. Now I get it. It's based on the timing of the original deployment, not the timing of the escrow wallets. I get that. Thank you very much for correcting me there. When you said the 12 hours, I thought we were doing 12 hours based off here, and that it was 12 hours from the initial pre-sale contract, which makes perfect sense. I appreciate you clearing that up. So we still got 30 minutes there. Man, still stressed out, and as you can see, I am flying by the seat of my pants, because I really do believe in DeFi. So I'll get to a moment there while to fill out the times of doing this. It's beautiful. I want to say to you guys for the question on the balance, and the kudos to the dev, I want to make it clear here. This developer has managed to code out, and they managed to do it in a total of 4 contracts, but they did it with a smooth deployment of effectively just the 2 contracts, the token and then the pre-sale. And they managed to do it, one, by not setting a set supply initially. They did it through a very clean and well-managed minting process, which actually works out to be it works out a bit better in how that deploys out and sends out the tokens, it's a bit more efficient and clean in how that's occurred. On top of that, they didn't just code out the token. They didn't just code out a couple, time lock escrow vaults for this. They managed to code an entire pre-sale platform, because it's effectively what the first contract is. This is why it wasn't on bounce. It wasn't on bounce because the dev coded their entire own effective pre-sale platform. I mean, that's the best way to say it. Yes, it was one token. Yes, it for this thing. Yes, after this is done, that pre-sale contract is kind of useless out there because it's done its job, and therefore, there's nothing else to do. But that's fine. I mean, we've got a lot of detritus on the blockchain. It's all right. But they wrote all of that out. They coded their own pre-sale platform to dispense tokens out based on the price that they were offering. They were selling it at that price. I project because based on what I saw here with the 280 ETH, yes, it's a nice round number, but when you convert that over, that actually works out to be a quite reasonable amount for a financial development firm to start off and hire some people, get some things going. So, I mean, and it is a nice clean amount with a bit of profit to cover living expenses and other things. So I gotta say, like, the projection on how much this is, and the fact that they want to see this through, and the fact that, coming from TradFi fintech development, I can give you a rough estimate on what it would cost to put together a crack team of people to do that, and be able to have to pay them for a long time to not to be it realized, and to continue working on it, iterating it. There's not a lot of maintenance to do with Ethereum, but you do want to keep working on, like, extra features, and you do want to be able to, like, write a bunch of stuff, especially since it's being loaded up to the DAO. So again, we got what is it besides that for two? Okay, so yes, one, we've got 30 more minutes. That's true. So we're filling some time there. Two, that 0.40 piece was stuck. If you're talking about the money, the Ethereum that is left in the pre-sale wallet, okay, this is the interesting part, and I really want people to go back. Like, I'm going to want to go back to that pre-sale contract and confirm what happened there, because this dev is genius. Like, they're genius. They coded an entire pre-sale program platform for their token in one contract. They coded that out to deploy and integrate with two time-locked escrow vaults for their proceeds over here themselves and the token dispersal, which means this is a very interesting. I'm curious. I want to watch the economics around this and how, when this goes out, this is, a people rushing at this point, because I like the way this is set up. I like that the dev has kind of primed a nice fair market where the market will kind of decide. Did set up that initial price, but like I said, you make cost analyses on how much it is to hire some devs and get this stuff done. When you're hiring crack people that are passionate on it, you can maybe get a good rate, but it's still going to be, that's a lot of expense, a lot of time. There's, like, extra things to set up. This is a very reasonable amount to be setting up just such a firm. So, like I said, they clearly did this based on their projected budget, not to just get a giant payday. So, I like this dev. I like their work. And on top of that, this is where I really want to get crazy, and this is where I really want to point out I named that here, so if you go look over on blocksy.info, it won't show you this stuff. So this isn't a replacement for Etherscan, but this is really, really good. I love it. We can also start naming wallets here. I'm pretty sure other people will see what I named there, but it's nice. But yeah, in all of this, so here, this is where it had, yeah, this is where this one was managing out much of that. If I remember correctly, yes, that was correct. That seems to be it. So, yeah. So that's where, in writing all of that out there and managing it, so in there it's working with the token in the contract, it has a mentor operation there. So this thing, as the 2EE, this is the smart contract, as in, or sorry, the pre-sale contract that they wrote out themselves prior to loading up there. So they managed to code all of themselves, and on top of that, they did it from looking at the source code that they were using and how it was put together. They just did it at a fairly low level. They weren't using any of the big fancy, like, dev. Let me make sure. Yep, prescale SQL wall. Okay, so yeah, this is the yep, this is the YEVO. I'm gonna name this one. I'm pretty sure if you guys come back, you should be able to see it here. But YEVO pre-sale contract. I'm gonna call it a minting contract because that's what it was. I mean, it did mint. That was how it was setting up the tokens, which means that was very interesting. See, that's two things here. Is I really want to push, like, oh, why not bounce? It's a good question, totally valid, but that's the genius of what the dev was doing here. The way they coded everything, and the fact that they didn't use any existing frameworks, they did it at such a low level, and building it out, then, yeah, some guy made 4 ETH transactions with less than $1 in fees. Yeah, you're talking about watching the transactions for these contracts, right? Sorry, I've been missing the chat here a little bit. But, yeah, if you were mentioning there, Suyash, that was 4 ETH transaction with less than $1 in fee. If you're talking about here, and I have to dig in through and find it, but yeah, that is some of the things I was finding and looking through that, and that's why I'm offering up that this dev is genius, and that it's actually kind of good that they didn't use bounce, and the fact that they coded through everything themselves, and that extra point that when dealing with some of those going back and forth, and when you're dealing with the wallet, like here, that is receiving and sending. Oh, wait. What do we have? Do we have things going on? Yeah. This thing needs transaction fees to operate. And so they wrote everything very elegantly to go through that. And hence, this is very efficient code, partly because they didn't use any of those frameworks. They just coded it themselves. And they did it all in what's called functional programming, where, yes, is pending and would get canceled. Yes. Alright, so, yeah, in these cases, in here, it is a very interesting that they wrote it at such a low level. They did not use any of the existing frameworks. They just coded it out effectively in the elegant little, as close to the bytecode as you can possibly get, essentially. I mean, this would be, I work mostly in Java because I hate managing my own memory. This would be akin to saying that they wrote it in C, or, yeah, they wrote it in C. I was going to say assembly, but, like, I'm sorry, it's not quite that analogy there, but yeah, they got low level on this. Like, this was, it was elegant, it was clean. On top of that, because everything was written functionally, as in it was just this long series of steps that was to be done, you end up with, he just, oh, hey, conclusion, well, one, YEVO, it did the audit earlier today. I liked the code. I was just commenting that I liked the dev. I like the genius and excellent work that they did on writing this. It is very clean, efficient code, so it's going to have very, very low transaction fees, or at least it did. And that means anything else this dev writes. If they continue along this path, I understand probably a giant, like, pain to write it that way, but it does end up being very, very efficient. You are correct. And it is a lovely way to handle things. So if you're applying that everywhere else, I am very interested to see your future work. It should definitely help keep transaction fees down. It should definitely make the whole thing cheaper. I think that whatever it is you're doing, you don't need to tease it. If you'd like to give me a tip and help you tease that and put it out, I'm happy to. I don't take necessarily proprietary information other than like what we might need to do to plan to get into position for an interview or something. You don't need to come on camera. You don't even need to talk. I understand a lot of us are honest and shy. That's kind of why we're here. I am a cartoon dog on the internet, so I'm particularly cute. I know that everyone can be so charming and outgoing with a fluffy coat like I am. So with that, geez, like I was saying, clean code, elegant. It's going to run efficiently. I'm very interested in whatever happens further from here because any financial exchange, any sort of arbitrage bot, any sort of like what I'm going to say, like whatever the fuck this guy does, as far as I can tell from the code and go digging through everything, if it continues being developed with this same level of care and skill, and I really hate functional programming. It's not, but it's just not for me. It's not that it's bad, right? I hate some stuff in programming because it's bad. Functional programming is not bad. It actually can work out quite well in a lot of areas. It's a little hard and annoying to work out, so like amazing. And again, they did it at such a simple, low level in the language, so efficient with everything. They took care of like all their various checks, their verifications, the confirmation, like things are the right. Yeah, about 27 minutes. Thank you. So that's where it's like all clean and elegant and how it's written out. Like I'm predicting that whatever this guy writes, an arbitrage bot, a financial exchange, a whatever the hell it is, it's gonna end up being some of the most efficient code out there, which means that, and the guy doesn't seem greedy. I mean, this is a very, very reasonable ask on getting investment to launch this sort of automated financial exchange. Like, in traditional finance for managing that sort of stuff, I could easily have charged 3 or 4 times this and brought in a staff of easily like 15, 20 people to make that happen. And this guy, I don't know how many people are behind this. Very reasonable ask. So the fact that there's a reasonable ask, the fact that there's very efficient code that is going to have low transaction fees as it operates, and the fact that, well, to be honest, the guy actually seems to give a shit. I think whatever they code is going to be some of the most, it's going to give some of the highest returns we're going to see in a long time. Like, they're going to be able to eke out that tiny little bit. Like, you know all those developers that are running around, like, okay, well, I got to keep 5% or 10%, and we're like, alright, I guess you need to, I guess that's okay. They're looking at, like, Andrej, and alright, thank you, man, but kind of like Linus releasing it for free like that, and all can make a profit, because really you just wanted to use the thing. I get it, but you kind of, like, set the stage for everyone to not get a fucking payday, and I'm sorry. Now, mind you, given some of the things that I've been hearing about Lobster DAO, and some of the stuff going on, you might want to dig into that. I don't want to impugn anybody. I don't know what's happening there. I'm still having to do my research of what's going on. There's apparently other people, I have no idea, other people talking about the motivation behind launching that with no profit. Not that there's a scam or anything, but, you know, when you write the application that begins moving currency in a way that you set in place and therefore have infinite knowledge of, that is a lot of market information, and as more people buy in, that means that more and more can be traded in that way. And, oh, voice too soft. I apologize. Thank you very much. So, thank you. So yeah, about 20 minutes after this, gas counter goes to 0. Yep. And that's where this is very clean, elegant. We're going to be able to get some nice returns, or you guys will get some nice returns, because I can't touch this. I'm an independent auditor. I work for tips. Again, please don't send me YEVO. I just want to make sure I stay independent of these things. ETH is really the cleanest thing possible, or your garbage shit coins, because I'm okay collecting you know, a weird assortment of random shit coins that aren't worth anything, okay? So, whatever. If I haven't audited it, then I'll take it. I'm not getting paid by the devs. I'm not investing. Like, I don't HUDL any of this. I am really just kind of fucking broke to really play like you guys are most of the time, and I just can't fucking afford it. So, I'm giving up the moonshots. Those are yours. And I really don't give a shit about getting rich, so I kind of just, I want to see this play out. I think this is good for the world. I think we really need this to be a thing to like really help people realize their full potential in all kinds of ways. And so I just want to make this clean and safe for everyone, guys. So again, tips. I'm not holding any of this. Please do not send me any of this. I'm working hard to get engagement from a lot of teams, a lot of people. Wolfpack has been very helpful in this, and um, I don't know. Did something happen with YFEL? I don't know. I don't pay attention most in the market. I'm a tech guy, really. I invest in the tech, so I don't give a shit. Like, send me anything that I haven't audited, really, and we're good. But, wow. This is... Whoo, boy. It's coming up. Um, yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for helping. You guys are beautiful. That's my point here. This is why I really love you guys. This is not like the cutthroat world of old finance where everyone's trying to cheat each other, gouge each other. Everyone thinks that everyone else is out to screw everyone. Nah, you understand. There's plenty of wealth to go around. It's a burgeoning field. We're in on the ground floor. This thing can only go up from here. So there's no reason to be greedy about this shit. In fact, it actually, I assert that it works out better for everyone. It works out better for everyone all around if we help this build, alright? I'm not saying, like, open charity or anything. I prefer, you know, teach a man to fish sort of stuff. But, like, if we can help people out, if we can get successful launches going, if we can help educate people on how to responsibly invest, I mean, I would one day like to get to a point where a contract launches and a dev is sitting there wondering why no one's buying it, and everyone is sitting around like, well, where's the audit? Like, no, not the piece of paper that you paid like 5,000 to 10,000 to like an insane amount of money to get done. That was done privately by some guys in an office that we don't know, we never met. And we, as investors, given the nature of how this operates and the fact that we're in an unregulated field, have actually no ability. Like, great, you paid for an audit. You know, kind of the point of paying for an audit in traditional finance, like, I've done it. I've had to go through the fucking audits, guys. Like, I'm telling you, from traditional finance, the whole reason we have the goddamn audits internally on our own, not the federal ones, because they want to just make sure you're obeying the rules, is because everybody needs somebody else to sue if something goes wrong, you know? If there's a bug, if there's a hack, if people get money stolen, then the bank wants to be able to say, well, we hired these, you know, developers to do it, in-house, out-of-house, whatever. If they're employees, then the bank's liable, but they want to be able to point and say, well, no, we hired these auditors here, and they said that everything was fine. So, we understand you want to sue us, the bank. I'm not talking about any of this, but I'm talking about old traditional finance and why I'm trying to revolutionize this and why I'm not faulting the existing auditing firms out there. They're beautiful. They're magnificent. I love all the work they've done to try to improve development. It's very good. But they're still modeled on the old, well, they're still built on the old model where we could update code, where we could, similar code, I did not see Zeep. I guess I'll have to see Zeep. I'm not sure. But yeah, in putting this out there, so like I said, the whole reason we have it is that if like a bank, if something happens, they get hacked, people want to sue the bank, or FDIC needs to do something there, they want to be able to sue somebody, and the lawsuits are going to go, all right, so who had the money? Bank had the money. We're going to sue the bank. Bank's going to be like, sorry, we follow the regulation, and these auditors over here said everything was fine. So you can sue us, but while you're suing us, we're going to sue the auditor. And the auditor has bought huge number of bonds and insurance that they've been paying for a long time, that is just there so that if they get sued by somebody, even though they've done their job properly, hopefully, or maybe not, maybe they made a mistake, then the insurance company can then pay off the lawsuit to the auditor. That will pay the bank. The bank can then have money, and, well, they got plenty of money, but you understand what I mean. They'll get money from suing the auditor, then they in turn can pay off in the lawsuit whoever sued them. Well, guess what? We can't sue people. We can't update the code. We can't sue people. So I understand you guys are doing a face reveal. You know, we get to see who you are. You're telling us who you are. You're putting your face out there. We usually have a name. That's fantastic. And I love that, you know, you're trying to help by getting auditors and you have firms, but I'm asserting that, like, guys, you need to be a professional consulting company helping have a successful launch in a secure project. You can't be following the old closed source, closed house, internal audit model that, oh yes, thank you, that people have been working with, because, oh god, it should be, oh, we're so tense here. Because, I'm sorry, but, like, we can't sue you, really. Like, it's just not feasible. I mean, what happens? Like, honestly, a contract comes out, even if there's a name attached to it, and it says, like, yeah, this was audited, and you can trust it, and you believe that, and you can read the audit, you can even go back to one of the auditing firms and say, yep, you audited this, that's cool, thank you very much. We're in an unregulated field. Like, this stuff is barely classified as a valuable asset, for fuck's sake. Like, honestly, the only reason any of this even is taxable in most jurisdictions is because people are willing to trade it for money. That's it. They don't classify this as any of the special classes of assets that have all kinds of different regulations on things. This isn't fungible assets. Well, it kind of counts as fungible assets, but they're not even concerned about that. They just call it, oh, it's an asset. Cool. Just, you know, we'll figure out the market rate at the time, and you can pay us your tax money, whatever. So, like, can you imagine trying to go to the court and trying to explain to them that somebody pulled a scam through a smart contract and they stole your Ethereum? Like, honestly, I don't want to see the fucking legal brief on that, for God's sakes. Although I do want to see the judge's reaction when it's explained to them. And they're just like, what the fuck have you guys been doing with money? Jesus. That's what I would laugh my ass off. He just looked at us and called us degenerates. What is wrong with you people? Oh, I'm giddy because the stress is driving me goddamn crazy. This shit better pop as planned and work correctly. Oh my god. Oh boy. So, yeah. As I was saying, it's lovely that the audits are there, and I see that the heart is in the right place, and they're trying to do it, but I don't want to sound too presumptuous here, that I'm trying to tell professionals in the area how they should be handling an area they've been working in, well, at least in the crypto side longer, but I don't know, I think I've been working in TradFi FinTech for, not Andres, he's old, he's kind of old, but, like, some of the people I'm talking to, and again, I don't want to impugn. They're bright, they're smart, they're geniuses, they're fantastic. But, like, I'm shopping around ideas that people kind of, like, have my fucking age sometimes. It's a little... life is what it is, you know? But, like, they've all been very receptive. They're appreciative. I've gotten good feedback on, like, concerns people have about what I'm doing. So, it's... people like it, people appreciate it, but there are some, like, liability and security concerns in making my case of, like, why the traditional auditing model isn't really going to work anymore. It's much akin to what I was saying before, that we have to treat blockchain as God. It's not even, you know, code is law. It is that the blockchain is God, because we can't argue with the blockchain. And I don't mean that like, oh, I really like the blockchain, I worship. No, I mean that is in, you cannot beseech the blockchain. You cannot reason with the blockchain. You cannot beg for mercy from the blockchain. You cannot present a lawsuit for the blockchain. You cannot go to the blockchain and explain that you have a bunch of starving children, and there's a bank account for a dead guy, that has no children, no will, there's nothing to do with that, and could you please give us this money to help with this crisis and feed these starving children? The blockchain will just be a blockchain at you. Like, it's not even going to say no. It's just going to keep churning. It does not give a fuck about you. It is kind, it is benevolent, it has rained many blessings down upon us, but we do not get to negotiate with the blockchain. We can offer blessings upon the blockchain. We can offer it gifts and sacrifices of good code and transaction fees and play that it blesses bounties upon us, but we can't negotiate with it. So I was talking to a few people. They were trying to bring up, like, man, you're flying by the seat of your pants here. What about responsible disclosure? What if you come across a scam somewhere out in the world? Like, you're in the middle of doing it and you come across a scam. You're like, well, guess what? I did. Like, that happened. And as soon as I called the scam, they pulled the rug. And it hurt people. I understand. I didn't want to have to do that. I wish there was a better way it could be done, but like, I want to apologize, not to you guys, but like anyone that has questions. Like, I'm really not trying to wreck things. I'm really trying to cause damage, but as far as I can see, this code is effectively immutable. Yes, additional contracts can be deployed to augment, but that is not updating or patching code. That is decorating code. You can try wrapping code. These are all various design patterns that can be put in place. I was around when this shit was getting defined. Like, I started using Linux when it came out. I started coding Java when it came out. So I'm fully aware on Ethereum and other things of how we can have proxies. I did the review, the pre-review of the YF beta code, and they were doing exactly that. They have the proxies, they have the interfaces. I'm totally aware of that. The problem is that when we have a live scam contract out there that is getting traded on, and because we don't have a reliable, secure deployment platform that we can trust. I'm working on that with AuditDAO. That really is part of the whole point of AuditDAO, is to make sure that the environment has a reference implementation of a secure, reliable audit platform and deployment platform, so we can make sure things go out securely, we can make sure that things are executed on correctly, and so that developers can have that tool to not slow them down in the market, so when they want to get in on a token, they can just, like, drop the wallet address into a website. They can get the they get audit reports. They can get a big stamp of approval of yes, we say this thing works because it went through this community-driven audit. But you guys get to decide on what should go into the audits. And I want to be clear. I think I've come up with a way to scale it. All right, that to really scale it. No, I mean really scale it. If you're ever curious on what the sort of things I'm talking about, you can go look up what's called continuous integration and continuous deployment. You can look up tools called Jenkins. There's quite a few others. There's, I'm trying to remember the one from Pivotal. Honestly, I can't remember. I'm sorry, Pivotal. I just forget. It's tired. It's been stressful. I'm a little fried. But there are various tools that can assist with this sort of builds, testing, and development. We have a lot of what are called static code analysis tools. I'm saying these words, so if you want to go tell people what AuditDAO is working on, you want to get excited, if you want to get into development and you're curious, like, what the fuck does Coyote do all day when he's not doing this shit? I'm really fucking busy. I'm usually designing computer systems, secure, distributed, not distributed like we're used to, just mean like there's a lot of different servers doing different things. Computing systems for banks. I make sure that they will run as cleanly and efficiently as possible. I make sure the right various servers are in there, like various messaging servers, various application servers. I'm designing the database. I'm putting together the data structure. I'm usually, at this point, I'm managing teams that are putting that in place, but at this point, I can and have gone from bare metal in a data center all the way up to an operating international bank with just like various people helping me out along the way. Like, I've gone from that. And it's amazing how little hardware it takes to run some of these banks. It's kind of astounding. Like, I was stunned at how, when I got into the field, I was stunned at how little it takes for the credit card system to function. I was just looking at it and I was like, really? This thing's garbage? It takes me 3 to 5 business days to get a refund on a digital transaction? I don't understand what the fuck is wrong with you people. And it's like, oh, you're running it on this tiny piece of hardware over here. Holy shit, like, this is nothing. If you actually invested in the hardware, you might actually be able to get the shit done quickly. Oh, right, the state says you can't. Got it. So, but over there, what I do as like a preliminary. So what I'm considering for Audit DAO, just set the expectation. What I'm planning to do with Audit DAO and Ethereum is what I normally do in the first like 2 weeks or week of one of my contracts and projects, just to set up our working environment. It'd be kind of like if you like ask somebody to work, like a mechanic to work on your car, and they show up with a big old toolbox and they put things in place and they roll a dolly in there and they throw down some drip pads and they hang some lights, and you're like, what are you doing? Like, I'm getting the working space set up so I can work efficiently. I do that sort of thing in the first like 1 or 2 weeks, maybe 3. And what that stuff is doing is what I propose Audit DAO to be doing, where it is automatically with applications. We're using code to analyze code. So we're writing code, and we've already done this. Like, to be clear, it's not a huge ask. I don't want you to think I'm too fucking genius in working this out. Like, there are guys, and I actually kind of want to call out Trail of Bits here. Like, if you want to give a shout out to Trail of Bits, they are actually really awesome. They have a couple open source projects that I would recommend any developer take a look at. That's Slither, like a snake slithering, and Echidna, like the animal. Those are literally static code analysis tools, literally just like reading the source code like a human would to see if there's a problem. That is, they have Echidna, which is called a fuzz testing. Basically, you can look at the code, work out all these different scenarios that you should try to test for, and then actually generate tests, like execute operations against it. There's what the wonderful people at Truffle Suite have written for development, where they have Ganache, a local blockchain you can run for development purposes. So you can do a test deployment to a local blockchain. Effectively, it's a little complicated and weird, but yeah, you can effectively do your own test and deployment there. I have a plan to take my skills from traditional finance and designing these pipelines out. Some of the work of the guys over at like Trailbits and but did I ever lead Pokemon EXE on Dode P or play? All right, so one, I was alive when Yahoo became a thing. I was actually online back when quite literally the internet was there. There was an internet directory where there was literally a single page that listed all the known links on the internet. I remember when the web came out, I thought it was silly. Like, we don't have the bandwidth for images. Why the hell would anyone want to use it? It's neat. I like it. I mean, HTML seems to be cool, but, we've got crappy modems here. We're not all in colleges, boys. We don't all be able to download quick stuff like that. I was wrong there. I learned my fucking lesson on that one. Like, all right, don't ever bet against neat tech that lets people look at boobies. All right, so I gotta put down there, boys. Like, if you're ever looking for an investment, you're ever wondering like, what do I sink my money in? If there are boobies attached to it, just buy in. Like, I don't care what it is. If it's even a halfway reasonable revenue stream, no matter how silly it is, if it's basically people will pay and they can see boobies, just do it. I mean, that's literally why we had VHS video cassettes. Beta was a technically better technology, but you had to pay a licensing fee for it. And so porn companies were working cheap, and they didn't want to pay the licensing fee for Betamax, and they went over to VHS, which was a cheaper alternative, technically inferior, but no licensing fee to make the cartridges, the tapes, and so porn got sold on VHS. And guess what? Back then the tape players were expensive, and when you're making the pitch, it's like, so you can buy this one over here, and here's this small selection of videos that you can play on it. Or you can come over here and buy this one, and you can play all the same videos, and there's boobies. Like, well, what the fuck do you think you monkeys are gonna buy? You know, me, nice set of haunches on a bitch, I'm down. But I'm a dog. You're monkeys. Apparently monkeys like boobies. I don't quite get it, but whatever. So never in tech, in investment, never bet against boobies. Period. I'm not like trying to be sexist. It's just that's the market goes. I'm literally giving you a couple cases. Like literally, the reason we have I'm not joking here. The reason we have the video compression technology we have, the software that does what it does, is quite literally because porn sites needed to be able to actually stream porn at a rate and quality that people could whack to. I'm not kidding. That is literally how that happened. If you want to look into the history of Real Media Player, way back in the day, if you want to look into some of the contracts they worked on and who was using the Real Media Player, they did not start off trying to share funny cat videos online, alright? So, anyway, all of that, what I want to bring with AuditDAO is that initial pretest. To be clear, I don't want to necessarily, I'm not looking to replace the auditors. They're good, I like them, they're doing good work, they seem to have their head in the right place, but unlike in the more traditional open source world, they're still kind of working each on their own, and they're still kind of following the old audit model. And I want to fix that. I want to give you guys a way to help self-regulate this sector. I want you to be able to do it by having information, not by blocking innovation. Information, you get more information, you block less innovation, and you will get better results. I really do believe that. So I want to make sure that this is a nice, safe place for you guys. I want to make sure that you can trade around and do all kinds of have fun. It's very, very exciting to watch everyone freak out and trade it when stuff is going down. I like watching the numbers and the bars and all the little stuff tick over. Like, really, I just want to see these numbers move around. That's what I want. And you guys have to trade money safely and securely for me to watch numbers move around, okay? So that's all I'm asking. I want numbers to move around. And if I can make it easier for you to make the numbers move around so I can watch them dance, which makes me very happy, then I will be a content Doge. And so, I know, I just keep refreshing. I'm kind of just double checking here to make sure we got the timer. Probably because I'm just going to lose track of time. It's tired. I need to get to sleep. But in all of this, and I'm not paying attention to chat, I thought I got my time wrong. I thought I was going to be releasing earlier, and so I got set up a little early. I apologize. It's been a busy, stressful day. I'm tired. I'm a little frazzled. A lot of things going on. But yeah, with AuditDAO, I want to bring that, what is basically an initial triage process. A point that you as the community will have a way to be able to communicate to auditors, and be able to communicate with devs, and to be able to provide your own community-driven, essentially basic auditing service to say, we've worked out as a whole community and the professionals all working in concert and understanding what each other's deal breakers are, what each of them need for certain things, so that way we can give you at least that first basic validation. There is still obviously going to be plenty of room for the auditors. They will have their fancy tricks. They will still need a human to look through things, but at least the machines can do that first basic check. So that way the auditors who are booked well in advance, they are very, very busy. Like, there are not enough auditors, because I could have tried to go make an offer to work for one of them. They might have been welcoming me. I'm a little old-fashioned. They're kind of cutting edge, but I think this old dog still knows some tricks that are still valuable. And I'm humbly offering up to try to trade. Okay, if saying that would have been very naughty, and I probably shouldn't have done that. I'm offering to share tips. I want to share knowledge. I see ways that we can improve this sector, but make it specialized for crypto. I think we can streamline the process to have you guys write out what you would consider the basic essential validation for a contract. That way, a broke dev that can't afford an auditor, that wants to get a contract out, like this fine young person here, that wrote this, that seemed to be such clean, elegant code, has handled this. But yeah, I want to be able to give a cheap, easy way for just some young kid that has figured out how to write Ethereum and has a brilliant idea on how to change the world to be able to get it out there. And um, share the tip with the young lads. One, provided they're not that young, and depending on what tip you're talking about, they look cute in a dress. Two, the tip is that you need to have your code in order. You need to have like everything functional, and unfortunately, because of where we are and how everything operates, there's just no good answer for this. Because like, what do? You show people your code. Well, if you actually show people your code, they might steal it and beat you to market. On top of that, why would anyone, like I've been telling everyone, I don't give a shit what's in your GitHub. I'll do a preview, but I can't say your project's good because I don't know that's the code you deployed. Not saying you trust you, but I don't have a chain of custody. I don't have a validation chain, a confirmation mechanism. So right now, I'd be saying any professional Ethereum developers that are interested in working on this, I'm working on getting initial investment. There's an idea for a DAO token, but I'm very, very hesitant to just launch a DAO token to try to get that initial investment without getting everything crafted just right. So there's a lot of people I want to talk to. We do desperately need Ethereum developers to be able to assist with that and writing what is the very basics that we'll need to get started, and then can help us iterate on things from there. We do plan to have volunteer work. I plan to form this as a non-profit organization. So if for those that are somewhat familiar, or if someone wants to be able to look it up, you can search for the Apache Software Foundation. They're basically what I'm looking to form here, but specialized for crypto. And I want our first project, the first code base that is out there that anyone should be able to download and run as a platform for everyone, is a nice, clean, automated way to get a very basic set of automated test run, get a good, trustworthy report coming from a body, an organization that you guys manage because you're voting, that you guys are funding because you want to see it happen. That and I'm at this point, I'd be bowing out of all trades. Like, if I would humbly offer myself up as consideration there, I've already had offers to be on multi-sig wallets. As I said, ask me a third time. But I would be humbly offering myself up there. It would mean that I wouldn't be able to trade because I'd be helping manage a clean, fair market for everyone else. But to be honest, you keep a roof over my head, I get doggy treats and head pats and some toys to play with, and they don't have to be complicated. I'm very content. But the idea is that for a cheap dev who just doesn't have a lot of money, and this could be like how they really make it big, how they get large and make it out there, I want to give them an easy way to be able to push that out, to get the code done. Can you confirm on Etherscan why the bytecode is similar to a mintable token deployed 440 days ago? Well, one, I'm going to point out that this is good code. It is well designed. If you sounds like you should have my Twitter. So if you've got a link to that previous code, I am perfectly content to receive that. Thank you. I appreciate that. If you could, yeah, give them a Twitter link or something. If you could DM me the link on Twitter. I do accept any DMs. Anyone can send that to me. I'd like to get into that. But to address that, there's a couple things for RLN. One, the minting process. It is seeing a minter in code is not necessarily bad. Okay? I want to be clear here. No, not rug. Just because you see them. Alright, see, this is why I'm here. Jesus Christ. I don't want to sound like I'm condescending here, but traders, you're not coders, alright? I don't try to tell you how to trade. I don't try to tell you that string trading seems fucking stupid and whatever. I don't get why you guys do that, but whatever. It happens. I can do the analysis on it. I just don't get it. So take it from a code guy here, okay? Just because the word is in there, just because it seems to be doing something doesn't mean it's bad, alright? So let me ask you this, like, is it bad for someone to have a gun? Would you say, oh my god, you have a hunting rifle. Why are you like, I don't know, John Wayne Gacy? Why are you like Lee Harvey Oswald. People misuse things. So, I like holding and mooning. Alright, you guys can argue about that now that I started a friendly little spat there. This is a conversation for the ages. So I appreciate the question on the minting. It is a good concern. I appreciate that you'd have concern that the code might have been copied from someone else. I'm telling you, as a dev working in this space, since I dropped out of high school because it got in the way of work, and have been working, what is it now? Like, probably come up on 27. I don't remember when I got my first IT job, but I definitely was still in high school, still going, and then I dropped out later. So yeah, we're easily looking at 27, 28 years I've been doing this. We like to reuse code, and so long as the minting is done properly, and that's what I was seeing here, is that you can look through the transaction log for this thing. If you notice the 89 transactions here, that's because what this thing was doing is it was operating as a pre-sale token. So in this case, in minting them and receiving them and sending them out, I should say in the escrow vaults receiving them, it was creating tokens while people were buying them. And by having now this may sound crazy, because wait a second, couldn't that just run wild and suddenly we have an insane amount of tokens? Well, because the dev had a set proceeds goal, such that if they, so long as they got the amount of money that they had budgeted out as needing to be able to do the development, then that's done, the sale's over. So when they do that by tying the buying process, because there's a set end, it was in the code, once the proceed limit has been reached, it is going out, and that's it. You can't buy anymore. And so the minting process doesn't work anymore. It doesn't function because there's no more pre-sale. It's not operating. And if you go through the code, you can confirm that there's not a way to access the mint operation from outside the contract. It's all in the contract, all right? So it is all in the contract. Essentially, it is using a minter to create tokens as it goes through. Now, this is all done partly because it's a bit more efficient processing-wise for that to occur, all right? And so, trader and dev. Oh no, I want to correct you. I'm not a trader. I'm a IT financial security developer and designer. I'm basically, the technical name is, I'm a systems and data architect, but I've worked my way up from bare metal through every layer of database, application design, all the way up to the system architecture and the data architecture. So most of my time I'm either solving the really weird problems by hand, or just telling other people what problems to solve and how to solve them. I know trading because I work on financial systems, so I kind of have to understand it. It's what the hell are you doing? What's buy pressure? What's sell pressure? How does the swing trade work? How does it operate? But I don't like it. It's interesting. I like digging through the numbers, alright? So I don't need to chase things. I like chasing the scammers. I like doing the forensic accounting. I like designing systems that people can't break. Or I should say that people can't even alter, and the only way to alter it is to actually destroy it and then rebuild it in the new way that you want. In fact, the systems I design, that's literally it, they're these cages that are put together as kind of a tensegrity structure, where if you want to change anything, you either have to run the automated scripting that will control access to the system, and you just put in the change you want, run it, and if it won't work, it tells you, fuck you, I'm not doing that to this thing, and runs numerous tests to try to roll that out. Usually when I'm doing things, I'm trying to test stuff, I'm having to deploy, 24 to 36 servers, all running, depends on how it is. It's usually 24 to 36 servers. I'm usually having to deploy, now that we've got platform as a service and containerization, that is usually going to be covering anywhere from like 8 to 70 or 80 small applications that are all working in concert. So I got to design all of that working together in concert, communicating with each other securely, reliably, in ways that will satisfy SEC and FTC audits. And I have to do it all in a way where it'll be done automatically. It'll validate itself and its work as it's continuing, and with a security such that everyone can see what's going on. Everyone has logs on what's happening, but if anyone actually wants to get into the system, they actually have to break the architecture apart to get in. They can do it, but it's kind of like unraveling a sweater. They just got to pull that cord, like, all right, well, we just start unzipping here, and the second they do, the whole thing just completely falls apart, and you can't put it back together, because that's the whole point, is that if you try to break in, I actually want the system to self-destruct. And then you have to use the automated system to push it back through. If you want to maintain it, you got to use the automated system I built to maintain it. It's fine. It can handle fucking anything you want to do until you need to redesign this thing. Just go. And so I want to bring that to here. So I was derailed a bit on the Minter, but in handling these things, this is an efficient process. It is not controlled, because what this dev did, what this developer did with these 4 contracts, the token contract, the pre-sale contract, and the true escrow wallet, the time lock escrow vault contracts, they managed to build out what I designed for a living on a bit larger scale for like traditional banks. And I'm saying that because I want to explain why that minter function, if you just see mint in there, you have to double check what's going on. Clearly, you can't just blow it off. I'm not saying it's not important. It's clearly very, very important. And if you're learning to read code, you're trying to dig into this, and you pull up that source code and you decompile it, Control F mint is a wonderful thing to start off with. Like, do you have a minter function? Okay, let's go read what that does. Let's see when that gets called. Let's see who's going to be in control of calling that minter. And if you're able to follow the trace of that, and you find out that, okay, well, the only thing that can mint this is the owner, and I can see that the owner of this contract is this other contract over here that's actually acting as the control mechanism for this, and that thing isn't owned by a human being. It's owned by... they burn the keys, as you guys understand it. Sorry, I keep saying owned, and I have to understand, you guys... the entire vocabulary everyone's built up around this has this entirely backwards, but I don't know a better way to say it. But yeah, that's where the minter is fine, because the minter... like, as an example, just to throw this out there, you guys like Uniswap, right? Uniswap's good. Uniswap's helpful. We all enjoy Uniswap, right? I mean, I got a fucking Uniswap prayer that I do. Uniswap's fantastic. Guess what happens when you create a new AMM? Do you want to take a wild guess? Just curious. Try digging through the Uniswap router code. Try digging through any of the smart contracts that are acting as the Uniswap AMMs. If you're curious how that's operating, if you create a new AMM, they're literally minting a new liquidity pool token for you. If you want to dig into like what Curve is doing when they receive the deposits, what SNX is doing, like SNX code, Synthetics code, you go to interact with them, you see how much fucking gas it costs? So much fucking gas. They're kind of garbage, because clearly their code's not terrible. I don't want to necessarily impugn them, but like, why the fuck is your platform so expensive? Well, that process of I get SNX, and you deposit it, and you get SUSD out of it, they're minting SUSD. That's what's happening. There's a minter in there. It's accepting the SNX, they're giving you SUSD, they're literally minting SUSD, and that's going out, and when you come back and burn the SUSD, they're just burning the token, they're destroying it. So quite literally, there can be an infinite number of SUSD tokens, but it's not a risk. It's not a risk because the only thing in the world, the only thing in the entire world, and we know that it is safe and it is secure because our blessed and benevolent yet harsh and stern blockchain god is made it such that the only thing on the Synthetics platform that can mint more SUSD is the Synthetics platform. It has control of itself. It's calling the minter. It's doing this. So I don't mean to like sound like haranguing. Sorry, I'm just very high energy and I'm very stressed out because I got the time wrong and I've lost track of when that should be. And I just really want this thing to fucking pop any minute now. I know it's just, I'm impatient. But it's a minting, yes. Warning sign, yes. Look for it in the code, but when you find it, double check what's happening. This is another example of why I really, really want to give you guys a secure deployment tool as part of this automated auditing and testing service that we can run as a self-regulatory board. One, to take some load off the auditors because they are incredibly busy. They can't keep up. To prep things so that when they get a team or a project in, at the very least they can say, like, okay, well, have you run your project through AuditDAO yet? No? Okay, go run your project through AuditDAO, then give us a call, and we will help you tune things, refine things. But I'd really like the auditors to, yes, become less auditors and more security consultants and professional service, like, you know, improvement and optimization consultants, so that, one, they can, if you'd like to go that extra mile, if you'd like to provide that extra level of security and you do have the funding for it, yes, by all means, go to Classic Auditors, get those guys to review things, have them do that, but we need more capacity. It's not scaling. I can't do this forever. I still got contracts I gotta finish out. Like, I still have a fucking day job because I'm still fucking broke. Jeez, I know, you're wondering, like, why are you broke? Like, you don't want to know, okay? When you reach a certain point, when you're middle-aged and heading on into old age, and you've had things go completely fucked, that you're down to the clothes on your back and a laptop because they'll have to kill you to take the one tool you can use to build back up away. You got a long ways, alright? And that was a few years ago. I've been busting ass to get back where I was. Let's just say there were crazy people, there were fires, there was problems with insurance company, there was issues. So with that, having built back up, I want to see all this. I want you guys to have a safe place. I want this space to grow. But the auditors, I can't scale. The auditors can't scale. There aren't enough of them. There's not enough of this going around. I don't want to necessarily recommend to other people to do this because I am putting myself at great risk and liability here. I've had a lot of feedback on that. But by my terms, we can't follow classic responsible disclosure policies on this. We can't, like, I wish I could. I wish I could go to the dev and be like, hey, heads up, kind of a problem here, issuing your code. Because what have I done? Oh, I've just secretly tipped them off that I've learned about their not here, but hypothetical situation. If we were to follow responsible disclosure policy where you try to contact the dev, one, how do you know who the fuck to talk to? Two, how do you know that they're not setting up a scam and waiting to pull it? And the second you contact them, they just pull it. So, like, what have you done here? Oh, you've just given them more time to scam more people following this responsible disclosure. Great, fantastic. It sounds like you just made the problem worse because you were worried about pissing someone off, and I'm not worried about pissing off scammers, so fuck that. What are they gonna do, shoot me? I've dealt with worse, honestly, Jesus. I've already pissed off one guy. I'm pretty sure some wealthy whale is really fucking annoyed at me. If you look at my Twitter when I was listing out the fake YEVO token that someone tried to pitch to me, that guy's on my personal shit list. I'm keeping that wallet address for a good long time. But anyway, yeah, I want to give you guys a good, reliable platform so that we can scale. I want to take some load off the professional auditors so they can focus on getting serious work done. I'm not sure what you're posting. Hold on. Well, we got two. Both of you shut it, alright? Well, before you believe anyone else, we've got either confusion or we've got fuck-ups, alright? I'm not sure what's being happened with a scam. Do not listen. Do not. I'm double-checking. I'm going to paste it. One of you got it right. Mike, you got it right. Life, you got it wrong. And I believe that is... If you double check my Twitter, I'm pretty sure that's the scam. So, congratulations. You just got yourself kicked. And that's gone. And we're going to go ahead and get rid of you as a user. If I can figure out how to... Where do I get... How the fuck do I ban people from here? Jesus. Are you serious? Do I not... Alright, we'll figure that out. But, yeah, fuck you, Life Aesthetics Inc. Life Aesthetics Inc. Don't trust them. Screw them. They're dickheads. Do not trust them. Fuck them. So I want it to be clear here that you can see from the contract lot address that I put down that you saw me pull from the website here for the YEVO token. That's the address. And so I want to call out Mike Wachowski. Oh, you little one-eyed dwarf mutant. I love you. You're fantastic. Really helped out. I don't care if it was an accident. Like, this is... Alright, so this I understand. You're feeling bad. What if accidents? Let me be clear here. I'm not terribly sympathetic to accidents in that case because I don't care. You posted the wrong... You did not post the YEVO contract address. You claimed to post... You post some other address, and so I don't care. You're gone. You get to go away. I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to have you around. You are... I don't care. Like, get your shit in order, okay? Get your life in fucking order and double check shit. You don't get to just throw stuff around there. So this is where I'll get to that point there of why I think it's so important that we have this audit, that we have this platform. Because as far as I'm concerned, bad code on the blockchain is a fucking ticking time bomb. So it's not a matter that we can try to dance around quietly and try to clean up people's messes behind the scenes. You can go by. That's fine. I don't give a shit. Get your life in order. Don't paste the wrong contract address. I'm going to go double check my little list of scam here. Where did I find that? But I'm being clear that I called out a terrible scammer earlier. And in calling out that scammer, wasn't that address. Alright, so it was another one. But my point is, you're trying to give information to people that very well could cost them millions of dollars. Alright? So you need to make sure you're getting it right. This is why when I'm going through code, it can be frustrating and boring. And you can see me going through, alright, if you're willing to say my bad, well, thank you very much. We'll continue, okay? But that's why Alright, I understand. I get it. Thank you very much. I appreciate you coming back, and I appreciate you understanding where I'm coming from on this, because it's critically important. Partly also, while I was doing the YEVO fucking audit and going through this, I got DMs on Twitter from a guy trying to offer me in on the YEVO pre-sale. This motherfucker on Twitter tried to offer the auditor of the YEVO token access, secret squirrel access, exploit access to fuck you guys over to the YEVO token. Now, it wasn't that it. It wasn't it. I went and looked it up. No, I did not. I went and looked that up because I know damn well that this wasn't fucking it, okay? I went and looked it up. I dug into it. I saw, holy fucking shit, this guy did the bullshit and he deployed a duplicate token and he's trying to scam people. I very promptly took a screenshot of that. I'm telling you guys this to understand what I'm doing here. Like, I'm taking this goddamn seriously. Bad code in an immutable database that you cannot update. You can only decorate if you design the thing right in the first place. Okay. It looks like things are happening. Stuff is... Now, this... I want to be here. We see someone sent. Chill. Alright? I want to be clear in how some of that's going. It's going to take a little while for it to play out. One, Bloxy is always a little bit behind on this, only because we're dealing with the blockchain. It's trying to pick things up. Okay? So, as I'm saying, Okay, if they ran out of gas money, that would be really fucking stupid. You're right. I doubt I will be a little mean. I will try to be nice, okay? But this first transfer here, to be clear, part of that transfer here, that would have been part of this to try to pay out some of that YEVO, all right? To make sure that it can cover some of that cost. So, let's confirm what is happening here with that work, all right? To be clear, it looks like it is following its plan where it is taking care of its transaction cost, okay? So it's kind of building up and working out its transaction cost to handle that. And it is prime. Now, this is what I want to say, is it has to stage this out, okay? So, Dev, if you're happy to send me in the DMs to kind of like work out your game plan here as I'm laying it down and you want to contribute, but that's where it has to work in stages, and that's because, that's why I was saying that it can't be immediately as it starts going through, because all the checks there are based on the block timestamp, and we kind of have to wait for it to tick through the various steps. My final say on YEVO, I did that back during the previous audit where I was left with, looks good. The code is complicated. I did have to kind of hurry through. And while he was still in the middle of doing the live audit off the live code to double check and confirm, folks already jumped in there with the FOMO, so I unfortunately was not able to do the whole thing off the live code, which I told everyone I will only validate the live code, and I will only approve that. And so we're working on a deployment process and launch process that hopefully can give us time to validate the live code. But in this case, don't worry, this is going to take time because it's kind of unfolding. It is going to be kind of laying out, it's priming up and preparing to launch itself out. It's got to do that because it has to wait for blocks to tick by. It's on a timer, but it has to wait for those blocks to tick by. Now, I was bringing up some other answers here, so we'll give this some time to run through. Sorry, that was the YEVO token. We can actually see in... yeah, so in here, we can see that, again, the mint, don't worry, that is part of, it was coded in there, it's going through properly, everything is working all right, but you can see that it is still chugging along. We have our operations completing, and we can see here that, again, just that 40 is going through. I put the names on there so you can see what they're leading up to, but as you can see, it came from here, proceeds vault, it's going through, and to be clear here, notice, so from dev, they burned the 550 like they said. From here, it's going from the buyer's proceeds escrow vault out to here as one of the first ones. That's all. And we'll take a look at that in... Let me double check which one that is. There it is. Alright. So, we'll use that. And look here. This is a regular wallet. And I believe we are having a success. I don't know whose wallet this is. I have not seen this one before, other than... I'm sorry, wait. I believe this is one of our buyers. I am tentatively saying we are beginning to see the disbursement out to the buyers, because that first one went out to one person. Let us see what is going on here. Yeah, we got one. I mean, from looking at this, honestly, you gotta agree with me. Like, this seems like a pretty live fucking actual wallet, right? I mean, we've got nuts, we've got bolts, we've got Nexu, we got kimchi, we got SYFI, we got noodle, we got ether. Jesus Christ, this person has a lot of goddamn money. Can I marry you? Fuck. Alright, so, gotta move that away. I'm just thinking, like, I could solve all my fucking problems and solve so many problems in the world if I had this. But I'm needing to dig now into what the hell is happening with the transactions and transfers. Now, I want to be clear here is that we understood that it would take time to unlock, because it is having to tick through. So, final call. That can't... No, that's not me. No, that's not fucking me, alright? That's not me. You wanna... Alright, look, I'll lay this out here. Honestly, to be clear, understand, everything's anonymous in this sector. You can't know what the fuck is going on. So, really, you have no idea. I'm just laying it out here to be honest with everyone. You have no way of knowing, am I the face of a team of whales twirling some, like, crazy long con? Do I, like, secretly have, 51% of the Bitcoin hashing power rigged up to trading bot scripts that handle things? But if you go look up cyotee.eth or cyotee.crypto, they both point to the same wallet. This is literally my wallet. I got, the Coinbase, the crypto.com accounts, but, I mean, honestly, how much can you do with most of that? And I know you don't have to believe me, because who knows, man? Like, honestly, there's all kinds of, I could have all manner of shit, but I'm just throwing out here, like, honestly, if you're terribly concerned that I'm asserting, like, honestly, dude, like, this is my asset in crypto. I'm pathetic, but what do you do when literally most of your life burns down and crazy people, like, rampage over the rest? So I want to double check what's going on here. Make sure. So, all right, so to be clear here, all right, we had the Ethereum pop out here one time. We had the burn here and the hold of ether here. A bunch of ether went out, but that is reasonable. We can double check the transactions here to see what happened with that ether and where it got transferred to. It is looking like, yep, there is the one now. Have we run out of gas on this thing? And to be honest, I'll tell you, like, unfortunately, there's nothing I can fucking do in the code. Like, an audit's not going to catch this thing running out of gas. I apologize. Like, I want it set up there, and everyone should know, like, I can't predict gas, okay? That's the best that can happen. So, as we're working this out, and we're confirming what the hell happened here, there it is. That's the one. If this thing ran out of gas, then we're a little fucking crazy. We're seeing here that it went out. There's the... So I want to highlight here, don't worry that you see all these extra zeros. This tool is weird and wonky, and it shows a lot of extra zeros after the decimal point. So that is reporting. I can see the zero there, if you'll trust me. That's showing the 40 went out. And that is where it handled it by sending that out, and it did it with, yeah, that withdraw operation. So, yeah, it's there. The stuff is there. The stuff is unlocked. So right now, you should be able to go and withdraw. Yeah. So essentially, this thing should pop. It's on a time lock. Now, to be clear, it's not dispersing all of the tokens, but looks like you can go and withdraw. So when I say this thing's popping open like a pinata, to be clear, boys, you gotta hit it. You gotta hit it with that withdrawal transaction to get your tokens out. In fact, I would probably assert, where is your fucking control here to withdraw, Dev? Where is that? You're in Evolve, token structure. There's the token offering. There's the roadmap. There's the community forum. We can go check over there to confirm. But like I said, this thing's going to pop like a pinata. You got to hit it. You got to hit it with that withdraw operation. Because, to highlight here, that's why things look a little weird. Alright? It's a little small here. Let me see if I can make it full screen to help out. And in that, zoom in a bit. So that's quite literally what happened here. Is this person here kept track of time, and they're aware of... So it looks like you can go withdraw. Only deposit, sir, no withdraw? There is no withdraw here? Alright, let me ping the dev and see what the fuck is going on. Maybe we're just off on time? Hold on, let me confirm. because I apologize, but the dev has been like absolutely terrible. I'm not necessarily faulting them. They're dev, they're new, they're starting, but like poor communication on disbursement, poor communication on setup, and I know it's just. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, you're just memeing. Oh, thank God. Okay. See, I'm taking this shit so seriously. I'm not in meme mode. Okay. Thank you for giving the heads up. All right. Sorry, it's been really stressful because I'm like I think I got a clear head on like what's going on. But that is where, yeah, I was terribly concerned on that I might have gotten this wrong, especially how things went with the poor communication, all of that. So we're fixing that. But yeah, so that's where I was double checking here if we've got anything on like why the fuck. All right, so cool. Anyway, maybe I just have the time wrong on being too eager. I apologize. I'm still working this out and handling it. Oh, Telegram username. Let me pull that. We now have the Telegram account has been deleted. The operation is moving through. We have a case where the ether has been pulled, and we have the activity of here where the wallet where the ether and the allotment for the dev and such is still here. So I am, what the fuck is going on here? All right, so let's see here. All right, let's bring up the tools. Did it finally happen? Oh, God damn it, fucking hell. Don't tell me that I really hope I did not fuck this up. I know, I don't like Telegram, I hate it, and unfortunately, the account from the dev is marked as deleted. The account from the dev, who was named Elliot Shalford, and it is deleted. And I am digging through to see what happened. I'm trying to figure out this out for you boys. I apologize. I am looking through. I am feeling terrible. But I want to understand here that I was still going through my audit. I was still verifying everything from what was happening on the decompiled bytecode. People jumped in. So I was not sure on the status. We got excited that it went through on 42 seconds, but at a certain point, it just happened. So we have the transfer method here. The transfer method is going through, requiring that it match up. It is accepting the argument of the address to transfer to, and the amount. It is handling and sending that out. And so in the case of unknown method, this is not transferring. So this is not transferring. This is referring to primary address. This is making sure the primary address is not making sure that the primary address is not the caller and it's calling through. So essentially this is saying that you authorize and then you transfer. So from there, if we come back here and I look at the transactions, I look at the internal transactions, I look here as a token transactions, there is the one 43 minutes ago of this, and that went here. You're probably that big giant fucking whale that we were talking about. And yeah, this looks like that, whoever that is that's holding so much fucking ETH and is managing things. To be honest, there's 40 YEVO tokens out there. And there's Like, the dev got paid because that unlocked, and that has Ethereum to pay for it, so it kind of doesn't matter, you know, what's there. It can pay the gas fee altogether. From looking at the code and the fact that, like, nothing else has gone on, I am very concerned the dev has deleted their Telegram account. That is not a good sign. That is fucking terrible. But I'm also looking at what is going on here, and I'm starting to suspect that this thing ran out of fucking gas, especially since all of this stuff is still here. Like, it makes sense that this would kick off and disperse. It would make sense that this was beginning to do its disbursement. It went out to one whale, and then wow. It's clean, efficient code, but Alright, let me go double check here. I want to double check before it happened. But yeah, I'm thinking this thing ran out of gas because this person issued the appropriate withdraw tokens command here. That is what is happening. Let me see here with those transactions. So, alright. Let me get out of full screen. Let me see here. So, yeah, this is where they sent in the withdraw tokens. In the execution trace here, yeah, they sent in withdraw tokens. It transferred it from, so again, let me just try moving this to a new window so I can keep track of it and not lose track. We're doing a triage here, but like I'm legitimately thinking that what? Sorry. Okay, thank you. Whoa, no, Mike, I think you're helping. Yes, that does look like my address, but to be clear, thank you for helping. I want to be clear here that that does look like the right one. I use the Unstoppable Domains and the ENS service, and so it's also cyotee.eth and cyotee.crypto. So thank you very much. That does tentatively look like my right address. So thank you. I appreciate that. That does seem to be correct. Direct quote from Telegram. Hey guys, Childhood Elliot is on it. Creator contract is out of gas. Hold on. Thank you very, very much. Koronko, no transactions happening until that. You can check that in Etherscan. You're correct. We have seen that. So wait for a while, please. Appreciate the patience. Okay, so I don't know what the hell is going on with why whoever I was talking to that is now a deleted account. I don't know what the fuck. That's very strange. I find that odd, but we do seem to have activity in the Discord, and so let me find that. Okay, so Chilled Elliot is, to be clear, Kroko. I understand you say nothing's happening until that, but I need to know what the fuck. Why is the dev's account deleted? So, just saying, like, if the dev's doing this, why the fuck is that occurring? It should not be happening automatically in the sense of where... Alright, so from this address, there was the call for the withdrawal. But to be clear, it gets a little complicated in this case, but technically this does not look like that issued. Let me double check here. Yeah, so that is the wallet. That issued a withdrawal. That should be... Yeah, that should be executing there, but says that it is out of gas. Let us see what happened here. They issued a withdrawal, but notice, to be clear here, is that We looked at what's happening. We looked at it went, but notice it was the pre-sale minting contract. So withdraw tokens here got sent to the pre-sale minting. And I said minting because it's just creating them. We talked about how it's not a rug pull. They can't just randomly create them. They can't just call it. But that in the execution trace, that was sent from for pre-sale minting contract, and on whoop, that would have been here. Apologize. Is that right? Yeah, here. I pull that up. That is you. That is here. That is, yeah. All right. So why are you called pre-sale minting contract? I didn't name you that. I don't know what's going on. I named you the dev proceeds escrow vault. All right, but that means anybody can change this. So we're figuring out what's going on. All right, bear with me. 5:09. What time zone? All right. So and the group has locked down messages. So they have. I'm not sure what is going on, because if this was an exit scam, like, why didn't they grab all the YEVO? Honestly, like, why is there still about 180 ETH sitting over here in the wallet where, yeah, where all of that was staged? And what the fuck? Like, I understand the dev getting their payment. Like, that's just one block lump, and they have the Ethereum to do that. The fact that you can claim the gas brain out, that does seem to coincide with what's going on. From the way the transaction is executing and running the YEVO, yeah, see, where the call is made to, and again, it's saying the pre-sale minting, but I want to be clear here, is that that's the thing that was issuing the mint. That's the thing, see here, that's been holding onto it. I've been calling, I don't know why you got this mixed up. Why are they named different things? Anyway, here is that they just sent, again, it's that call there, the contract, that sent it to the buyer, the escrow vault. Why are you mixing up the names? You're not the buyer's escrow vault. Or wait. Oh, alright, so let me make sure I click the right one. Here you go. Alright, I think something's weird there. Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. There's your escrow vault. There's yours. And so that is where the withdraw tokens was sent to the pre-sale contract. And if I take this and we go over to Etherscan, I am very tired, but I will get through this. We will figure this out together and find out what is happening. I am very patient. I am very sorry. Yeah, I understand why it deletes Telegram, why they mute TG. This is a simple case that they've got to claim that it ran out of gas, and I can understand that, but in that case, this behavior has not been great. So let's see here. Let's judge it by age. And we've got 21 seconds. We've got in, and then notice here, we've got all these fucking failures. Every single one of these is that this transaction was reverted, but that was a while ago. And it looks like people were trying to engage with this thing even after the sale was done over here, and it just wasn't working, and people were trying to engage and it just wasn't working. And then over here we have, all right, so let me move this to a new window so we can find out what's happened. This is one point that I can just say it does look like it has just run out of gas. I don't know why the fuck they've deleted. And if this is a new, I will figure it out. We're here, we're figuring it out. We're going to get that done, all right? So we have our, let's go back to the one that was an hour ago and see what happens here. What occurred here? In this case, it was... Alright, so again, that was the dev getting their appropriate payment like they should. Over here is... This is Ethermine. Okay, yeah, so this is... Again, don't worry about mind there. It's mind happens all over the place. All kinds of things occur. Alright, so that is... throughout. I'm going to come back to you to figure out what you are. But here, to look for some internal transactions, we can see there it is. It definitely kind of looks like... Yeah, all over this, all this time in the back and there, it's working on this. And where is our operation now? 99, 12, 2052, and the transaction hash block. Can organize by the block, can we? No. Alright, so I'm trying to pay attention. Call that dev. Wait, what do you mean call that dev? Sounds like a 5-year-old upset kid. I don't know what you mean by a 5-year-old upset kid. Yeah, I know, it's not deleting that, but that's what I'm being clear here. Is like, there's nothing in the code. This one is set up, is they didn't there wasn't a pull of the YEVO tokens. That's what I'm getting at here. There wasn't a pull of the YEVO tokens. It looked like it started to, yeah, that it started to send out. I mean, it went out to this, like, this guy's got some YEVO. Doesn't seem to have any relationship in looking through address statistics and trying to see if there's any relationship with where this contract is. I mean, that's the thing that I'm kind of at here, is to be clear, what has happened previously is we've still got, I mean, I understand, time unlocks, dev gets it, that's all that's needed here. We can see over here that transaction, and we can see the wallet where it went. We can see over here that this did the appropriate thing that it was supposed to, which was receive some Ethereum, probably that he said he was burning the 555, and I have the transaction for this that I saw earlier that took that out. I was looking at that. I was coming down here to see if you give me a... Oh, you're terrible. Alright, let me look at the address graph and see what's happening here. Jesus. Okay, so yeah, it looks like the first one that got theirs was one with possibly the most. I'd have to get through the transactions. Alright, that's just too much. I can't, like, I literally can't analyze that. It's just, there's too much data overlapping. So, I want to say, it got dispersed. It looks like it did go as it was supposed to, in the sense that it started to kick off and occurred. I am looking through the behavior here, and yes, this would go out automatically because it has ETH. It is just ETH. It can pay whatever transaction fee it takes. Over here, we still have YEVO locked up in this wallet. It hasn't gone anywhere. It is... He burned the 555. And to be clear here, I did confirm before, I was given the transaction, the 555 is burned, and so that is not there. We have the send, which is... again, was confirming there that this is 3 transactions, that it sent out some ETH. And in these 3 transactions, it's actually... Oh, hold on. We have case... This is actually not bad. This is okay, because we have here that it looks like There has been work to attempt to transfer things to YEVO, and over here we've got... Alright, so here we have... Again, I'm really... I'm working on it. Alright, so... the Techo group, maybe you can help them. The dev scam them. Huh. Well, I'm saying it's looking like it ran out of gas. Because the way it was all set up, it was set up to run automatically. We've got a place where some of the ether began getting distributed. Not that ether, but like ether that was part of the proceeds that I was able to see is part of dispensing this. As far as the Uniswap router, that happened. Let me double check what is going on here. Alright, so right, so this one happened first. This went through, and this one was sending 12 ETH. Alright, so this one is 12 ETH between these two. And that was done from the holdings here that have been described as being earmarked for the dev. And so, for the dev and the marketing team. The rest of those tokens are still sitting there. Like, there's still ETH over here. Like, to be clear, this is where it was earmarked. This is where we confirmed, alright, there's a portion for the dev, there's a portion for the marketing team. 555 tokens was burned. That happened. It looks like a portion was being paid out. I'm presuming we're going to cover that. That's like covering some of the basic costs for paying them because their job is done. And I am seeing in here that, yeah, I'm like, if there was a rug pull, they left a lot of fucking money in the bank. That's my point. Like, there is so much that could have been done. There is any way that it could have happened. I think that I don't want to say scam because it triggered once like it was supposed to, and then it appears to have run out of gas, and triggering once and then not again. It really does seem like it ran out of gas, which means it is very hard to say, did the dev tune it this way? But if they tuned it this way, why bother? Like, why write all the code that would handle... Let me put it this way. Why bother writing all the code that would handle the disbursement successfully that made it happen at least once? Like, I'm gonna, like, be pretty bet here. I'm gonna have to dig through and confirm this was a buyer. Actually, Jesus. Alright, so let me go do that. Let me go find out who they are. Alright, where are... We've got that. Sorry, there's just... It's too much... There's a lot to keep track of, okay? Alright, and so we've got here where we have all the various, smart contract events of tokens purchased. We have in here... I'm sorry, I've got too much shit going on. I've got too much crap on my internet and all the things happening. Alright, so we have the work of things being done here, and oh, sorry, that's why it was taking so long. It was doing tokens purchased, and instead I want to see the log of events. There we go. That's much easier. Okay, so in here, do you have your export? Where is your export? I don't have an export. Oh, god damn it. Alright, so what I'm doing is double checking that this one was a buyer, and it is annoying. If we can verify that this one was a buyer, then we would have a good indication. Aha, there we are. So, we have here a confirmation. I can confirm that during the pre-sale, the wallet that received the 40 YEVO did so by, they sent in a purchase. All right, so I want to be clear. We're slowly working things through. No, hold on. As far as cheated, that's what I'm getting at here. All right, so let me be clear here. From what I'm laying out, from what I'm seeing here, is it really does look like code was implemented properly as I read through. It really does look like this thing just ran out of gas. And I am saying that because, to be very clear, where the proceeds are, that has Ethereum. We can pay the transaction fee in Ethereum. Obviously, you know that. And so we can, like, if there's a bank of Ethereum and it's enough Ethereum, you can transfer as much fucking Ethereum as you want, and it'll just go through. There will always be enough Ethereum to transfer more Ethereum. Like, you can't, you see how that works. In the case of a contract like here, and what is going on, this thing that is holding on to YEVO it needs some gas. Now, in doing this and receiving that, it was banking gas as it was going along. Basically, as it's doing its work, as it's doing its calculation, it is banking some ETH, banking some ETH, banking some ETH. And in banking all of that, it's then supposed to spin out and pay all of that. The code was written very cleanly and fairly elegantly, but to be as efficient as possible, annoying in a functional way, but there is always the case that if you try to guess it too short, especially since it looked like this guy was trying to set up a nice automated system, it's just, I really do think, I'm willing to get other people. If you want to call from the high heavens that you want a second opinion, I entirely understand and want to get that. Like, I'm trying to be as honest and forthright of what I've seen here, in that it does appear that the code was written to work as intended. It did work as intended. That is part of why this triggered over here, because it's supposed to be automatic, and this is kind of what's leaving me here. This is why I'm with the person who's saying, like, childish kid, and that I think this might not have been the best way to handle these things, and obviously not. You should have said something. You should have taken the heat, but this thing pops open automatically. It has enough ETH to pay for it. This hasn't been touched. A bit of ETH was sent out a while ago, as from what I was told previously on was operating this and how it's being handled. I would predict that was going out to the marketing team that was handling that. And over here in the transaction, we did have 40 YEVO try to go out. That went to a confirmed buyer. So that's the point, is I want to make sure that people understand this. Is I went through the transaction log. I said, all right, so here, the 40 YEVO went here. The withdrawal occurred. Now, the withdrawal, the way it was written, and it appears like they sent in the withdrawal, that is basically this system dispensing it out to them. And I'm guessing that, it's really fucking crazy, but it really does seem that they just... Hold on, I got a message here. Can I check the last comments and address in our group chat? Is that any clue? We also don't know what happened to devs and want to know what happened. Oh, okay. All right. We got an address here in the group chat. And so we've got a Karuko, and They are chatting. Alright, so, hold on. Let me open this up and take a look. Where the... there it is. I hate this. This is why I fucking hate Telegram. You DM someone, their name's at the top, and then it starts rolling down the list. Like, how do I find you again? Okay. Can't... Alright, so... thank you very much for offering. I'm trying to offer support. Thank you very much. But, like, to be clear, I can't chat in your group chat. It says writing messages not allowed in this group. So, can't do that. Maybe I have the wrong chat. So, like, you guys really need to, like... Sorry, I'm trying to help out the Telegram guys as much as I fucking hate this platform. So... Alright, so, like, what chat room? Where? You gotta give me an indication of what the fuck you want to be, because Telegram's garbage and I have no fucking clue, okay? And I literally cannot find what is happening. Okay, so they got a room here, and yes, yep, alright. Okay, got that, thank you. We'll be digging through, and let me see, which one was this? 446. Let me double check here. 312. Alright, so let me confirm what this 446 is. Alright, what is happening here? This, and again, this is given to me by, let me double check. Someone on the Telegram group. Let me see here. What do you guys think the address is? Alright, so let's see here. This is where I want to double check these. 446 is why I keep so many windows open, so I can double check things. Alright, so this wallet ending in 5B446 to contend. Alright, so over here that is 47AA3. Over here that is 573BF1. Alright, so why the fuck do I care about this address? Alright, so while I handle that, to be clear, is we can confirm that the only YEVO that has gone out to anyone from anywhere has been actually, and I want to be clear, this 555 was burned. I confirmed that transaction. But yeah, that only went to one confirmed buyer that I can find in the transaction log from buying this. And so we got 100 Ether in, and we got 12 Ether came out, and 12 went out to Uniswap Router V2. What the fuck? What is going on here? So, let me get these into a new window. You see my computer bogs down at a certain point? Alright, so we're going to go with the older one where it got 12 ETH. Actually, to be honest, I don't even know why I'm looking at this address. I just got thrown with by some dude on Telegram. To be honest, I don't know. It doesn't really... I'm trying to follow a lead here, but I'm not even sure this is meaningful. Okay, great. You got ETH from somewhere, and you got, like, what even is this? From B47. Okay, so there we go. Here we are. Here is, alright, so, thank you. We've got some of this worked out here. That came from B4766. There's that. We have over here. That's not B4766. Where the fuck is B4766? I don't recall seeing B4766. What the fuck happens here? We don't have a B4766. But the 4... E4, E9. Yeah, we didn't have that. So... Alright, I'm just wondering if maybe I just got some fucking FUD here that is trying to confuse me. I have no idea. I'm just gonna say... Like, alright, if you're gonna drop an address on me and say, please explain you're trying to handle things, and then try to say in the group chat, like, 1, your group chat's fucking turned off, so fuck that. 2, you're on Telegram, so fuck that. 3, like, how the fuck can I find fucking... Alright, hold on. And over here, aha! Alright, so... Oh my god. Alright, so... Let's go ahead and bring this up so we can all read this together, because the chat just popped up again. And we are trying to figure out what is happening. So, let's establish here. Why did you just say this? Uniswap 1711, pre-sale contract, no. Why is this going on like this? Why is it down here? Alright. Guys, why does that address matter? Yeah. I'm sitting here, I'm sitting here is like, it looks like if there was a scam, the scam is operating around functional code that was tuned to just run out of gas. Which I don't understand why that would happen then. Like, why bother? Trying. We're trying to understand it ourselves. Alright, so here. Yeah, trying to understand ourselves. Seem ETH is still there in, but we ran out of gas. Yes, we're doing everything. Help, I'm trying. Like, but you send an address, and I'm like, why the fuck does this... The address where he sent 100 ETH and is now putting things on Uniswap. Okay, so thank you for clarifying that with the message. In here, that's what I'm getting at with that particular transaction here, is we see, right, let's go see what's in the Uniswap router, because he just sent 32 ETH, or 38 Ether here. Like, this is the really fucking weird part. The code worked. Like, 40 YEVO went out to a buyer. So it functioned. So... I'm confused. And so... I'm not confused with what happened. I'm confused as to, like, why anyone would bother fucking doing this. Yep. Saw that. Okay. Alright. I'll be over in the group chat there and figuring that out. What are you? Thank you for loving my work and honesty. I appreciate that. I've been terribly, terribly anxious that, like, everyone's gonna fucking hate me if this blows up. Because I was like, damn sure the code is working, but at the same time, like, why is going on? And it got turned into US... Alright, so 100 ETH got taken out. It got converted on Uniswap for USDC, which... and then got swapped for USDC, or USDT. So it looked like they tried to get USDT. And in getting USDT, they were getting 32 ETH of USDT. In there... The tether went to this address, and I mean, this is why I'm telling people, like, you gotta give me time. You gotta give time for it to go through the code. You gotta, like, I know people want to miss, like, they want their moonshot, they want to buy their Lambo, all that stuff, but like, Gotta really, like, really be patient and make sure it's responsible. Maybe this is why I'm still poor, because I'm never taking the rack. So, like, where are we getting this? So we've got here. Yeah, that was. Yeah, I know. We're still getting the best. I know. I understand. Everyone's shocked. Everyone's trying to figure this out. Wait, did you find it? Oh, okay. Thank you. I'm sorry, but like, alright, you can name amongst yourselves. I'm glad you guys are laughing. I am freaking the fuck. I gotta say, I've been appreciative that, okay, so to be clear here, the 555, to be clear, the 555, I confirmed that hours ago, like way back at the beginning, that those were transferred off, those were burned, alright? So I looked at that transaction hours ago, back when all this was happening. Those 555 were burned, okay? They are gone. That was part of the deal, as I understand, okay? And so that one is planned. We have a case here where the allotment in this wallet that is supposed to be for the marketing team is here. And so that is where, in getting the information on what was happening, we were jumping to the end here because someone noticed that it looked like there was, from what they had linked me to here, that it had shown up in that, yep, here it is, the transactions 40 minutes ago and 30 minutes ago. In the 40 minutes ago, this one just took out Ether. It took out Ether to this address, and in receiving, yeah, took it out to that address, and here, where it got that, it received that here. Let me double check. I really want to make sure I'm following the path right and don't get it incorrect there. Yep, okay. Send it from there. I want it from there to hit BTC3. Wow. Okay. Actually, here, let me double look at the transaction first, and then I can get over there. Getting a few messages from people on how to claim tokens back at least. Okay, so I am trying to work on reclaiming the tokens back. The thing is, the function that was in there to reclaim the tokens, that was intended and implemented to refund if the pre-sale didn't go. So basically, the whole premise was that if the pre-sale didn't reach goal. So pardon as I was typing there. Can anyone add gas? That's a good question. And to be honest here, if anyone can bump gas in, then it... Thank you. Thank you for my initiative. I appreciate it. I really do. I really appreciate that this isn't like you guys aren't calling me out as being horrible, that you're not saying I'm like fucked up. I really appreciate you understand that I'm trying to work through this and that I'm only a finite being. Really am doing the best I can. But yeah, it looks like that went out on the transaction here, and in sending that transaction here, they sent that Ether. I mean, this is such a... If this is really what they're doing, this is such a tiny payday, honestly. Like, just let the thing go. And so, yeah, so it looks like they sent it over to hit BTC, and then here they basically were trying to trade the Ether and get USDT out, and 446. Is that the one we were looking at earlier? Yeah. All right, so it looks like, yeah, send it to 446, and if we, oh wait, that's to show me the token. I'm trying to, contract here from 446 to 446, yes. Alright, so click here the thing that says 446, and you take me to fucking Tether. I don't know why you're doing this. Okay, whatever. Alright, so I think it's just a poorly designed site, don't mind me. So yeah. It looks like it was swapped over to Tether. You know what? Let me come over here. And I mean, this is the really weird thing here, guys. Like, it's not like a complete fucking rug pull where they just like grabbed all the money and ran. They got what everyone agreed with their payment. The allotment here for the 555 was burned. The only 100 ETH was taken out from this process, and that went off to wallets that began cashing out. I was presuming that was the marketing team that was getting paid, but like the way those transactions were, it's not like that was going out to a whole bunch of people, you know? So unless they're operating as a wallet there, but even then, Sean Casey, there's nothing they can do about it. It is an automated process that didn't have control over it. How can they run the function again? Yes, thank you for clarifying that. I appreciate the people in the chat that are helping me out. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Coins are not soft. Yes, thank you. If you want your tokens, just go to My Ether Wallet, interact with contract, copy the token contract API. Yes, you're right. That's what I'm getting at, is that it may be possible to get this out here and have that in. And so let's go ahead and bring that up. Thank you very much for bringing that up. It should be an automated process, but that is where if someone, hold on, we'll do this. Thank you very much. It should have been automated, but that didn't happen. So that is where I'm going to go and follow this. Thank you very much for bringing that up. For the withdrawal process, we may. I'm not promising this, so I don't want anyone going and doing it yet. Okay, so bear with me as we try to figure this out. All right, so from Etherscan. All right, pardon as I minimize some of these because we've got enough fucking shit going on. Okay. Over here, which one were you? All right, that was not you. That is back here. All right, so, here we are. All right, so let's go ahead and pull up a few of these because now we got our ones. So in here, that's the token. We have the buyer proceeds escrow vault, and we have, all right, so I'm digging through here. You are correct. Going to my Ether wallet, you can figure it out, but I want to hazard, like, you can try it, but I'm going to go through and I'm going to see what I can work out as far as doing that. Okay, so we have our here. This is probably actually going to be from over there. There we are. Yeah. Alright, so, oh god, contract. Interact with contract. Yes, you're right. I was meaning to come at this point at some point. So let me see if we can work this out. I'm not sure all of these are the right contract. Let me see what I can find here. And if I can, I'm going to try to test this out, alright? So bear with me. I'm really trying. It's very tired. I've been up for easily coming up on... Oh, God. I have easily been awake for, like, 23... yeah, sorry, easily been awake for 20 hours, so, pardon. God damn, let's figure this out. We're going to work through it. I'm going to try the best I can to get here. But I need to go over here. I need to go look at the contract. I have to... well, we don't have an ABI here. So all we got is that... Oh yeah, so that was the one person that got their payment as it was automated. Where the fuck is... where did I put the... There it is. This should be... yeah, here we are. Thank you. Took me a second, just need to make sure I found that wallet. I had to remember which contract it was that actually had the interface that we could talk to, alright? God damn it. This is insane. Alright, so here we go. Now, what we can do is come over here, place it there. This being one that has an interface, we'll have an ABI. The ABI is effectively a way to interface with the contract. It is a definition on how to make calls to it, and that is where this is how to do that. So if I... Whoops. Come on. Oh, there it is. There's a copy button to make it easier. Alright, so we place that here. And... oh, we are a bunch of popular contracts. And... why are you... I have my wallet connected. Don't I? Alright, what the fuck is wrong there? Alright. I am concerned that is not possible because... oh, here we are. Got our read contract. Here's our methods. We've got our rate, got our cap, we've got our various methods, we've got token, okay. And then over here in Etherscan, write contract, I can connect a wallet. Now I remember seeing in the withdrawal that there was a check there to say that it was only going to dispense. And so, I want to be clear here, no one start like throwing ETH at this point here, because refundee, this in the code was intended to only work when the pre-sale didn't reach its target. And so, yeah, see, that's my point. There's, yeah, unfortunately I think they are, like that's the point. In the sense that they don't do anything. Mind you, I'm just throwing out there, like, this might be the one that I would accept. Like a worthless token, because, you know, I can just kind of collect the thing. But, yeah, alright, so we got our withdraw tokens, and we have a beneficiary address. And to be clear here, this is simply saying who to pay out. Okay, alright, let me do a test here, boys. I'm gonna try to put my money where my mouth is. Give me a moment here as I try to suss through and find in all of this, in the various transactions that took place. I apologize. Oh, right, I'm sorry. I let the Telegram fall under. I hate Telegram, okay? So, Alright, hold on. Alright. So, what did you do? Why did you do that? Go back. Alright, so, alright, sorry. There it is. Yep. Come on. These, you know, I tend to open tabs, you know that? And I think I've got like 120 fucking tabs open. Oh, god damn it. Is there a better way to handle this? Let me go look at ETH Explorer. Maybe ETH Explorer will have a better way of presenting this to me, because everyone else is garbage. And what I'm trying to find is who bought the least amount so that I can run a trial on doing the withdrawal, because I know from the code that when you do the withdrawal for the beneficiary, all it's doing is running. So in here in the transactions, we have all the various... Okay, so that was all the work that was done all this time. So is there a way for me to organize this? No. Alright, fine. Alright, let me dig through. So we got here, that has... That was it, right? I did have the correct one. I'm sorry, I'm very tired. I'm sorry I'm a little scatterbrained. I'm really trying to do my best, everyone. Thank you for your patience as I do this. Alright, so we got that. We've got the right one there. We have, yep, that it received 280 ETH. It sent out the 280 ETH. Okay, that's what it's supposed to do. And so now I have no fucking choice because you won't let me... Can I change it by date? Can I do... No. Can't. Ah, god damn it. So we have holders 40, 38, 24, 25, 8, 3. Okay, so down here, I think I found who bought the... pardon as I try this with the smallest one, guys. I'm a broke doge. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is on this. I'm going to try a withdrawal operation that I am going to try to pay myself to confirm. Alright, so we've got a modest wallet here. Whoever's doing this, I understand. You're great. You're a small shrimp. You're working on that. So, okay, I've confirmed that this does look to be a buyer. They bought the small amount. Alright, let's see if I can do this. Hopefully I'm not too fucking broke to figure this out for you guys, but we'll put that down and figure it out. Thank God we have a rent moratorium, don't we? Alright, boys, here it goes. I'm doing this, and I'm gonna make it... I'm gonna crank up the gas that it's estimating, and then we'll pop back over to the buyer escrow wallet. So if this wallet address is watching, if the address ending in 55A154D is watching, if you want to double check, if you're the one that bought that tiny little amount and you know this is your portfolio, I'm doing my best, and I'm using you as a trial. If we can do this, and we know this is going to work, then we have our method to withdraw. Maybe. So, that's where I'm testing here, boys. I just spent some money on there. We see this going through. I'm the one interacted, but from the way it was built, it looked like it doesn't matter who sends it, because from the code, from was laying it out, anyone can call, they can put in an address, they can put in their any address, but it checks to see if that one had it. Alright, we had that go through. So, hold on. I think we may have it here, boys. This is weird. This is very, very strange as why the dev acted this way, but to be clear, please, sir, if this is your wallet, maybe hold on. On the other hand, you're a shrimp, so guys, do we mind if a shrimp goes and tries to make bank if they have it? Do we have anyone in there? Oh yeah, yeah. You can interact with them. You can make calls. Oh yeah, I'm glad people are. I'm so thrilled that you guys are not tearing into me. For God's sakes, I'm so fucking happy. In the sense, I'm not happy this happened, but I'm like, thank you guys. You're awesome. I appreciate this. That you're giving me a chance to try to figure this out for you, and make sure that we do get this resolved. We've got a lot of stuff to go on here. So, hold on. Let me see. There it is. It's saying here, tokens transferred from, and it looks at the address, to 45D. That looks like function withdrawal tokens. View input. Alright, so yeah, it's accepting the address. Looks like it was there. I'm digging through to confirm. Right here. Was that the one? Sorry, I'm losing track. 45D. From here. What is... we had from there. From here. Token transferred from 41361 to... yeah, according to this, it's saying that it was transferred to the wallet. So, I believe we have it. Hold on. Let me go look in a better tool here. Hold on. Where did we have this? Where was that? Where's that buyer's wallet? All right, buyer's wallet. 1 second. Moment of truth here. Do we see a second transaction for that going out? Hold on. Hold on, boys. You can give it a shot. You can try if you want, but I'm saying wait. Let me confirm that it's gone through. We've got... that is... all right, hold on. It's not bad. I mean, we have a transaction log here saying that it went in. I'm just trying to confirm that it did get there and that we have that from the escrow. Let me confirm that here. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I just realized I'm being too fucking tired. Duh. We've got the token. Oh, sorry, that's the escrow wallet. There it is. There's the token. We'll go ahead and refresh there, and then I will go look here at the token graph. And god damn. Stressful. This has been a roller coaster. Okay, I gotta say, this is why I need to get this shit straightened out, alright? So, in here... oh, god damn it. Are you really just tying it up here? Alright, so sorry. I don't mean to necessarily do this all the time. I don't want to necessarily have to bring up a possible audience member. Wait. Hold on. This is what I did with the small one. We had it transferred here, 361. So, wait. 361 was which one again? God damn it. Did it... oh my god. What is this? It is filtered by 361. And okay, 4 minutes ago we have this transaction. It said it went to here. Oh, okay, that's why it's giving this. Sorry, it's being a little confusing here. Etherscan is kind of shitty in how it handles it. But you know what? I'm going to come over here. I'm going to grab you. And I was pretty sure ETH Explorer would show this because it shows everything. I'm trying to confirm it went there. We've got a transaction that says it went here, but I'm having a hard time confirming because it should be showing up in places. You know? And let me see here. There it is. All right, so yes, I'm sorry it took me so long. I'm sorry. You guys have been wonderful. You're patient. You're fantastic for bearing with a very tired Doge that is here and trying to do the best for you boys and girls and Zers and incorporeal entities and disembodied intelligences and all the shit. All right, so we're going to be very clear here. Do not trust anything that comes from me. If you remember the wallet, if you remember the contract address yourself, that's fine. But I want to give this out to people, okay? Be very clear. So, to be clear, what we have is a situation where it looks like that the code is designed properly. And I'm going to give a step-by-step here if you'll be patient, all right? And I'm going to spam this to Telegram group. We've got a guy in the Telegram group that can help out. Okay. All right. All right. So, oh, God. This is how stressed I am. I can't even fucking type properly. All right. All right. So, for everyone, you can get your tokens. Now, to be clear, I do not know why the dev seems to have cut and run. It is quite possibly that what we've experienced here is technically a scam. Join the live video. Yes, tell everyone to come over to the live video, please. I appreciate that push. I mean, obviously it's going to help my subscriber counts, like, kind of duh. But that does help. I'm going to put the scan here link. So, again, everyone, I appreciate that. There is not a way to get ETH back, but you can get your tokens. So, sorry. Now, I want to make this sound, I want to be clear here. I'm going to explain why this is not as bad as it seems, all right? I'm going to get into the economics of the situation we're in here to be clear, all right? All right, so, in this case, yes, please, come back over to the video so I can help out. I appreciate you driving people over here. You're very helpful. You marketing team guys that are paying attention, get a hold of me. I think you got my stuff on Twitter. Message me. You're great so far. You've hung out. You stayed through this. I guess I can kind of understand why you did that. So let me explain exactly what you can do. I'm going to drop the links. Listen to my links, all right? Normally I'm a big fan of this, okay? But listen to my links. Go through this. What you can do is you can go to that link on Etherscan. When you go to that link, you will have the normal transactions view. You will have internal transactions view. You will have contract. When you bring up the contract, it will begin by showing you the code, okay? I'm going to zoom in nice and big so people can see. Oh, no, maybe not that big. All right, but you can get the point here. I'm going to show you that. But when you click contract and it shows code, you click write contract. And thank you for the person reminding me that this is a tool there and that we can work on it. So, hold on. It kind of sucks, but I think I can go to get a good spin on it, all right? All right, hold on. They are a piece of shit, yes. I'm not denying they're a piece of shit, and you have every legitimate right to be angry. But I've got an economic take on this that I think people will find interesting, okay? All right, bear with me. I want to get people understood here what they can do. So you can go to that link that I dropped. I just ran the test paying my own ETH to confirm this. I did it with the smallest amount because I'm broke, and I could only cover so much. But in this case, you can go to the link that I gave you in the chat. You can go to the contract. You can click write contract. I'm going to post it. I'm going to put up a tweet about this to explain it. All right? But you can follow that. From here, this very first entry, beneficiary, this should have all kicked off and happened automatically. But it did not. I am thinking that what the dev did... Well, I'll get into what the dev did. I'm sorry, I ramble. You can then take your wallet address and place it in here. Now, as you saw, anyone can call the method. I want to be clear here. Hold on. I know it's terrible. I know it's bad. No, wait, man. I'm... Alright, I know it's sounding terrible, but I also got to pitch as why this isn't as bad as it might seem. Why you might actually just be sitting on possibly one of the most valuable tokens in existence. And that's because if you come here, you put in... I know you may think it sounds funny that I'm saying that because you thought it was a governance token and now there's nothing to govern, but bear with me as I explain this. So for everyone, you go to the link that I posted. You come here, you go to contract, you click write contract. In the beneficiary address, you put in your wallet address. Now, to be clear, it doesn't matter who calls this, and technically you don't have to put in your wallet address. If you put in someone else's wallet address that did not buy, so I want to be clear here to everyone, if you did not buy, this is not going to work for you. If you try to push it through, you're just going to end up spending a crap ton of ETH to try to pay for the error. So don't try to do that. If you were in on the buy and you are then able to come here, actually technically I could come here, and if I had the ETH to pay for it, I could start doling it out to everyone, but I'm sorry, you're much bigger people than me. As much as this would happen, it can be there. If anyone truly is absolutely fucked, DM me on Twitter, wallet address, and we'll try to figure out a way to help you out. I can try to like rally some troops so we can get you some ETH spotted to cover this gas fee. It's really not much. It cost me like $7, okay? So you put your wallet, if you bought, you put your wallet address in here, and in here you click, make sure you, in this there'll be a connect wallet, so make sure you connect your wallet, put in your wallet address, you click write. Now I want to be clear for anyone that's fancy like me and has like an Unstoppable Domains or an ENS name, make sure you put in your actual numbered, wait. And damage my reputation. You know what? I understand they took your ETH. I understand that they damaged my reputation. I appreciate that case. I'm not saying you need to trust these scammers. I'm not saying any of that, but I'm offering up here. Hold on, let me explain. You can go in, you can get your YEVO, not ETH. Now, you are saying they're like, why the fuck would I want this YEVO? What the hell's going on? Alright, let me be clear here. I know you were sold a governance token, and the code did work, okay? But in this case, to be clear, understand money is just about having a scarce commodity. Think about all the tokens out there that aren't governance tokens, that follow various schemes for making things happen. Alright, so you get your tokens. I'm telling you how to get your tokens, okay? You get your tokens by going to Etherscan with the link that I provided, alright? I'll even paste that in here again where it'll lead you directly to the contract, okay? I don't know if it'll lead you to the right portion of the contract, as in like the right button. You might need to push the right button there. But you follow the link, and so... Oh, the marketing team. Yes, that's right. The marketing team seems to be legit, but they're not the devs, to be clear. They're separate from the devs. The marketing team is separate from the devs, and the marketing team has been just freaked out about this as anyone else. So you can go here, you can go to that link, you can make sure that you go to write contract, write contract. If you're a buyer, you can put in your address, you can write, pay the modest Ethereum fee for the transaction, and it'll go through. Now, what makes it valuable low? Alright, so let me explain something here. Think about the financial tokens. What makes a financial token, like a money token that is expected to act as currency, valuable? Anyone want to take a guess at telling me here? Do we have a bright boy here out there that can tell me why a financial token intended to act as currency with just a static supply that will never go down with a burn rate like Bitcoin of guy had a ton on it. Alright, so I'm not sure what that meant, but alright, so listen. In this case, this is effectively the Bitcoin of Ethereum, in the sense that there is now a static, never changing supply, what would happen to the liquidity to be listed? There's nothing. You have the fucking token. That's it. Like, that's what I'm getting at here, is this is kind of the Bitcoin of Ethereum now, in that the only liquidity is what people pull out with this beneficiary address and then go place somewhere in an exchange. On top of that, this is now, like, there is a static supply. There are no more tokens. There can be no more tokens because the contract that was creating these tokens is now dead. It doesn't do anything anymore. It doesn't function. And so now you can get your YEVO. You might be like, why the fuck do I have YEVO? It's not going to be a YEVO platform, it looks like, because the devs have absconded. And so what happened? Well, Bitcoin you can turn into money. Okay, great. Alright, let me just throw out here, guys. You've been buying all these other tokens, like Ample or Rample, or anyone else want to throw out another financial token that is intended to trade with and buy with? Like, what the fuck do you think, you know, any of these things are, like Jesus, the ZZZ, the Dream, all of this. I know you're used to getting governance tokens and having this, but there are money tokens. Like, you can cash out. I understand you're thinking like, oh, I can go cash it out for money. It's all money. Like, come on, man. Like, money is just a thing that we decide is scarce enough to be a placeholder for, you know, for actual value. So I'm not trying to say that, like, we've saved the day or anything and the project is saved. I'm just establishing you can get your YEVO. In getting your YEVO, you now have a token that has a static supply. It's never adjusting. It's never going anywhere. There can never be any more. That if it's placed out there, I mean, to be honest, I'd kind of want one in my wallet just to have the souvenir of the event. And I'd almost, like, never fucking trade it, honestly. So I'm just throwing out there that's like, yes, confirm the transaction is done. Yes, thank you, Daily Trader ZA. Thank you very much for laying that out. We'll have the assistance in writing it out there, but that's why I'm being clear here, as in, like, guys, I know this may seem like a catastrophe. I understand that it is bad. I'm trying to put a silver lining on it for you guys because it's not that bad, in that you now have a static token that is never changing, never adjusting, no one can alter, that can be traded on the Ethereum blockchain. You guys get to decide what value it has, just like every other token in the world. Like, I mean, honestly, why is comp trading so high? Why is YFI trading so high? Really? Is it because you get to vote in YFI? Honestly, is voting in YFI really that fucking valuable? Look at all the various tokens out there that you're mining for liquidity. I mean, like, you head over to, what is it, Sleep, and they've got ZZZ and Nap and Dream, and, like, okay, what the fuck do these tokens do? Like, there's an intended purpose, but some of them literally are just money. They're just intended to be money that we trade with. And so, no, don't send him 1,000 ETH, he'll send you a random static supply token. I'm just throwing out there, the reality of economics is, money is just a scarce resource that people decide to attach value to it. If you decide this is worthless and you would never trade anything for it, then it is. If you decide that it's worthwhile and you could trade for it, then it is. Like, period. I'm just throwing out there, like, why is a dollar bill worthwhile? Because other people will accept it and say, yeah, I agree that you can give me $1 worth of value. You know, like, why is a gold coin value? Oh, is a gold coin value valuable really because of the industrial value of gold? No, it's valuable because it's a gold coin and we agree that it's value. Why is a British pound? Oh, is it because you can pay the local warlords, the state, to not shoot you in the fucking head? Like, I know, there's no dev behind it. Is there a dev behind Bitcoin? Is there, like, that's what I'm getting at here. I know you want to be all crazy. I'm not trying to say it's sunshine and rainbows. I'm just throwing, like, you can get your YEVO if you want. You can have that. And it's a coin that can be traded. I know some of you think it's fucking stupid, but I'm willing to talk with Wolf and, like, any other economist about this. They'll back it up as, like, it's just a placeholder for value, guys. I understand there's not anything behind it, but there's not anything behind damn near anything you're trading right now. That's why most of the world thinks you're fucking crazy. Like, most of these tokens you're trading around, they don't do anything, and they're never going to do anything, and they're not intended to do anything. And so you're like, I understand you wanted governance tokens. I wanted to get a platform. I'm sorry that you didn't get governance tokens, but instead got like what could be Zimbabwean dollars. It's not terrible, but at least Zimbabwean dollars can be sold as collector's items. At the very least, you could try to point out to someone of like, we can put, like, if somebody wanted to put this in a liquidity pool, and at a certain point, people could start trading it. People could use it for value. You could. I'm just throwing out here is it doesn't have to be seen as the end of the world. I know you're not going to get a platform to vote in. I know you're not going to get the Ethereum back. I'm just throwing out here that this is where it is a token. And to be honest, I'm going to throw out here you might want to grab it because like what's happened with Yakuza DAO, like it's happening with several other things, I'm just throwing out here that you can grab your YEVO, hold on to your YEVO, and you guys would try to put together YEVO DAO. Like, think about it. You could try to take this. You could try... Okay. Cool. I'm broke, but I'll definitely give you 0.1 ETH. Like, I don't think you understand how money works. I don't think you understand the definition of money. So, thank you. You don't understand economics. But right now, I'm just throwing out there, like, if you grab it, you hold on to it, and then go talk to people and say, okay, we've got a token here that is of a static supply that can never adjust. So everyone knows the economics of this thing. Let's go ahead and build YEVO DAO. Let's salvage this thing because the token's there. You can trade it. It works. You can gain access to it, and you can add value to it. You could get this thing and know, all right, I've got a token here that has an interesting history attached to it. It's got an interesting story to it. You could try to make a name for yourselves as being like, I'm the one that's going to salvage the YEVO. I'm the one that's going to go to everyone. Like, you remember the YEVO that you got? Remember the YEVO that you laughed at the fucking cartoon dog? And you said he's a fucking idiot and he doesn't understand economics? So he's like, oh, it's not money. Because it what? It doesn't do anything? Do you fucking think the US dollar doesn't do anything except convince very mean people not to shoot you in the face? Okay? That's it. That's all it does. Do I want your US dollars? No, I don't want your US dollars. I would rather have crypto. Do you want anyone else's US dollars? Well, maybe you do because you just don't understand money. So that's my point. That's the point here, is that it is a thing that can be traded. It is a fungible asset. I'm just going to throw out here that, like, the stock exchange, all right, fine. Stop trying to make the shit. Whatever. I can explain tokenomics to you. I can explain economics to you. Apparently you don't give a shit. The code was written to work as intended. The code did work. It did not have enough gas to run out. There was absolutely no way that I can predict that from running through this. Everyone rushed to buy before we could get through everything and could point out that this thing may not work without gas. And so just throwing out here that, like, I'm not trying to hype it up. I'm just trying to put a silver lining on this. I'm not saying it's a magical thing. I got into a little tizzy because you guys tried to say, oh, it doesn't count as money. I'm like, I'm sorry, but any scarce commodity that people are willing to trade with counts as money. Like, this thing's going to sit here, and it's sitting here. Like, I'm going to go pitch to people that that at this point somebody makes YEVO DAO. Because there's all this sitting here. Some people have it. Like, right now, two people in the world have YEVO DAO. Or have YEVO coin. Just throwing out there. That if I started YEVO DAO, like, I'm just throwing out there, guys, like, what if I build Audit DAO and I say, congratulations, our voting token is YEVO. Oh my god, suddenly YEVO is valuable. You know, what if somebody throws over and is like, oh, there's only 2 people in the world that have any YEVO? I'm going to do a staking project that offers insane returns on the YEVO. Why? Because there's only 2 motherfuckers that have it. Those 2 motherfuckers are going to come stake in my contract. So, I'm not scamming you. I didn't have anything to do with this. The contract ran out. It ran out of gas and didn't function. You can go get your fucking YEVO right now. I'm sorry the dev absconded. I can't do anything about an anonymous environment other than try to get us a secure deployment. But that's what's happening here. So, I'm not trying to tell you it's magical. I'm not trying to tell you this is a great day. I'm not happy this has happened. But I'm just telling you, like, you can get the YEVO that you paid for. I'm just putting in perspective here. Everything else you're investing in, you have an equal amount of guarantee that any of it's going to see through. You have no idea what happens to these devs. Any of them can get bored. Any of them can get hit by a bus. You have no legal recourse whatsoever. You have no assurance that there's going to be any fucking return. Basically, you just experienced now what I predict is going to be happening over the next 2 years as numerous contracts die, numerous projects go away, devs disappear, stuff gets abandoned, and you'll be seeing stuff later on where you're like, well, I got scammed on that one. Did you? Or did you just make a bad business deal because you didn't know who you're buying from? And you just figured, blockchain trust. Just saying like, oh, this doesn't count as money, not understanding the concept of money and a scarce commodity that anyone will trade for. So by all means, get into an argument with me about economics or anyone else. I'm happy to do that sometime. I'm not trying to hype it up. I'm just saying that if you motherfuckers want to salvage this, is it true the rest of the 180 ETH were taken out? I can go check on that, try to find out, but I'm just establishing here that, like, this is a bad situation, okay? I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying that you guys can salvage this if you want to do the work. In that, if you want to salvage this, well, I don't... Etherscan's hard to read. It'll tell me right here if it did that. Yes, the other 180 was taken out. It's right here. So yeah, it looks like the 180 ETH was taken out. There is some YEVO sitting there. I don't know this YEVO, like, it's in this wallet here, and I don't know what can happen to it. So yeah, the other 180 ETH was taken out. Looks like they just decided they're off trading that and doing things. I can drop you the link here for finding that, but I'm offering you a way to try to salvage this. Alright, much akin to Yakuza DAO. I'm not trying to tell you that it's hyped. Jesus Christ, assholes. Whoever's saying that, fuck you. You're an idiot and an asshole. I'm not trying to say it's salvageable. I'm not trying to say it's hyped. I'm not trying to say it's good. I'm not trying to say it's great. I'm trying to say it's salvageable, okay? This is salvageable in that the code worked as I said it would. We lost out. You are literally dumb. You literally do not understand blockchain. Okay, you can think that. I understand. Like, but how many tokens out here have actual utility? How many of them can you do something with? Huh? I did start off here saying that you should be withdrawing. So I'm just laying out here that, like, you can get YEVO, and if you want to salvage this, you have a token of static supply. It is basically a currency that is never going to change the supply, and it can't. You can decide what the utility is. If someone wants to offer this up, if someone wants to go say, you know what, I'm going to create the most exclusive club ever, here's my real value for it, I know exactly who has all the YEVO, and I know that they've got nowhere else to spend it, and if I build the platform that accepts YEVO, they will come accept my YEVO. They'll come pay me YEVO. I'm just offering here, if, like, you can try to you can make YEVO a governance token if you want to, and it's already there. Like, imagine if you're the one that comes out as a financial exchange that says, I'm resurrecting YEVO. YEVO's my governance token for my DAO token for my financial exchange. I don't need to do a pre-sale there. Here, you guys just go start farming this. And by the way, you can't farm YEVO because there's no more, but you can start farming other assets. I'm just throwing out, like, these are strategies for you to solve this with. If you want to put in the work, you can fix this. I'm sorry that this happened. I'm sorry that I have no control over what happens when a contract runs out of gas, and I can't know that's going to happen looking at the code, alright? I am sorry that the dev decided to exit scam as opposed to just build a fucking financial platform. I'm sorry that they decided to do it for... I don't know why they missed out on $1 billion payday when they could have, by following this through and by writing good code. And I'm sorry that you're left with what you think is a shitty token, but I guess you don't understand hard work, and I guess you don't understand how to salvage a shitty situation, and I guess you don't understand how currency works. If you'd like, I'm gonna take care of this. I don't want to argue with fucking idiots that don't understand economics. Get my ass on this project. I'm working on shit. Hey, you know what? Maybe if people actually show some fucking faith in any of the shit I'm saying and actually pick up a goddamn economics book on what defines money, because money isn't a thing that turns on a switch or activates. Money isn't a thing that lets you vote. Money is literally any scarce commodity that people are willing to trade. Who knows? Maybe I'll throw out there and say, like, you know what, it's Constellation. when I start Audit DAO, one of the things I'll accept for the donations is YEVO. I don't fucking like. That's what I'm getting at here, man. It's out there. You can decide what to do with it. I'm sorry the dev left you. I'm telling you that you got to get used to this because I'm predicting with all these DeFi projects, do you really think every single one of these devs that you have never met before is going to see through every single one of these projects? Or do you think that we're going to start seeing drop-off and disappearances and liquidity unlocks, devs that were forthright get their payday and look over and be like, you know, I got enough I can literally retire on. Fuck you guys, I'm not finishing the project. So, I know, the dev can't even buy a Lambo. I know, he didn't do, like, other guys have pulled off bigger ones. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened here. I'm wondering if maybe the dev is just, like, didn't want to face the music on fucking, like, the one scenario is they tried to pull a scam, and in pulling a scam, they pulled a tiny shitty scam and it didn't work, and they just got a tiny payday. But I'm leaving it as like, why the fuck did you do all this fucking work to make it happen? Oh, you know I was out there and other people are out there and you want to try to pass the audit. Okay, you wrote code that worked, the code began to function, but surprise, you need to go withdraw, and he just dipped by deleting an account and disappearing. Alright, well you gotta withdraw, that's there so you can take out. I understand the person's gone, but you do now have a scarce commodity of limited supply, or sorry, a finite supply, that you can decide what value you want to attach to it. That's basic economics. The only reason gold is not the price that it is in USD, because it has utilitarian value. Like, honestly, if you go, like, there's not $1,000 worth of industrial value in an ounce of gold. Well, it's up to 2,000 now, but you know what I mean. So I'm just saying, guys, like, it's a shitty situation. I'm sorry. I'm offering up that there's no way I could figure this out in the code. I know people are angry and they want to, like, say I'm scamming them. For everyone that's understanding and understanding this makes sense, then I understand that you're upset. I'm trying to pitch something to you guys that for those of you that have access to the token can withdraw it. You're in a position here that if you would like, you can do something with this. You can try to salvage this situation. Honestly, like, you get knocked down, you get back up again. I don't even really like the song, but it holds true. So I'm not trying to say this is good. I'm not trying to say it's hype. I think it could, in the sense that there is such a finite supply of this thing, and most people probably aren't even going to come back. I mean, you saw the number of people here that are saying that this is trash, and they bounced out saying that I'm an idiot and I don't understand blockchain. Like, okay, great. I don't understand blockchain. Please tell me how the Ethereum VM works with context dependency injection, whereby it's setting environment variables by which the message sender for a transaction is available as an implicit variable in the context where the contract is running. Hi, did you understand half of those words? Okay, so thank you with that done. I know this is bad. I'm saying if someone wants to salvage it, if someone wants to be the one to stand up and say, I know YEVO's fucked, I know it's bad, but hang on, guys, I've got a little bit of YEVO here. I tracked down somebody I was willing to trade for a little bit of YEVO. I'm going to use that to, like, initially stake some even liquidity here. I know it's tiny, but, like, all you YEVO holders, do you want to start talking to each other? Do you want to maybe, like, figure out a project that you could put that in there? I mean, I'm just offering here. You can try to save it, okay? You can try to salvage this. You can try to make something of it. If nothing else, you have possibly one. I don't know what other tokens have a lesser supply than this, because to be honest, I don't think the dev, like, I don't think this wallet's going to be withdrawing its YEVO. It's still sitting there, and so we can just you can blacklist a wallet when you write the code. So you can write a code and just blacklist this wallet and anything else that's received it. You can follow the transactions, make sure that's happened, and you can go do something with YEVO. Like, I know the marketing team's fucked. I'm very sorry that you're fucked. I don't know of. I mean, it's in a wallet. We can't send a contract. Let me double check here. Hold on, devs. Hold on, marketing team. Okay, let me be sure here of that. But I'm just saying, like, you can get what you paid for. I'm sorry the project collapsed like within 16 hours of that occurring. Um, or like within 12 hours of it happening. I'm just saying, I'm predicting this is a taste that you should get used to on what's going to happen, because I'm predicting in a lot of cases that, yeah, I'm sorry, marketing team, I apologize. Because your stuff went into a wallet and was supposed to be dispensed to you from them. Um, yeah, you're the ones that really get screwed. Because I'm saying like the other guys are kind of screwed, but it's more like, it's more like you just had to like jerk off a guy in prison while the marketing team got raped. Right? It's not great, but if you do manage to figure it out and figure out something to do with that, then become the new dev. All right, maybe I'll figure out something with Audit DAO where we'll accept some of this back. I don't know. I can't promise. A lot of negotiation has to go on. I'm going to keep a track of YEVO. I know people were really flipping out that they're pissed off, but thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'll take your pee to go to sleep. I think you get my point. You guys can decide what to do. You can decide whether or not you want to withdraw. I'm sorry the dev abandoned. Get ready for that to happen a lot going forward. And otherwise, I'm sorry. I wish I could have caught this one, but there's literally nothing that I can do in a situation like this. The code works. The code worked as I laid out, but the dev took their payday and ran. That's all. They just decided not to complete the project. You can get your YEVO tokens if you want. You guys can figure out what to do with them. If you want to figure something out, maybe we can. If you need ideas, we can try to talk. I will keep track. This one I will close because I don't need to keep track of that wallet. All right. I'm sorry I had to use you as an example. If that wasn't too embarrassing, my wall's embarrassing too. But I'm just saying it's money like anything else. I mean, anyone that wants to say YEVO is complete garbage and totally worthless, like, it's literally the same thing as the US dollar. The only thing is, the local warlords will accept the US dollar to not shoot you in the face. That's all. Anything else? And, like, I guess YEVO right now is as worth much as the British pound is in the US. Will anyone in the US accept the British pound? No. Do I need to make a long schlep and do a big long travel to get over to England to be able to spend the British pound? I know there's other places, but you get my point. Yeah, I could. And what happens when I get to England? Well, the British pound is worth something now. Because no one in America was going to fucking take it. Now without a whole lot of work trying to figure that out. But I go over to Britain, now it's worth something. Well, metaphorically speaking, we don't have a YEVO land you can just take this to. But if you want to build YEVO land, there's a token out there that is scarce. Everyone already knows the status. You already know the people that hold it. The people that hold it don't think it's worth anything because they just wanted to scream at me that I'm a fucking idiot and I don't know how blockchain works, even though I'm schooling traders on how the technology works, and you guys are throwing around more money. You guys are throwing around enough money that you could solve all my fucking problems and I can just continue on working. So I'm just staying out there is like, if you want to put in the work and raise a little bit of capital to use YEVO as a token to try to launch some platform, Yakuza DAO is doing literally this. I'm just throwing out here is like, I'm giving the model of what Yakuza DAO is doing. They're salvaging a token. So, it's YF Beta safe. Ha 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 ha. Thank you. Alright, well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I thank you for hearing me out. I hope you understand that this is the best anyone can do in this field, because this was not a code problem, this is a person problem, and we don't know the people on the other side. So, this is why I generally don't trade like you guys, because I invest in the technology and I invest behind things that are proven out and will function. Like, just saying, like, people are buying Ample, people are trading Ample, they're playing in other ones that have point there, like SoftLink. Just pointing out. So, yep, good night, thank you. I appreciate, no, I'm not shifting, I'm not looking at anything. This has definitely worked out. That has proven to me that with our little work here and my attempt to handle this, I do want to get you guys audited out. I want you to get a reliable and stable deployment platform with things that you can trust. We can't ever trust, we can't know the devs or anything, but at least we can trust that things will work out. You know, the token will deploy and stuff will function. But I'm pointing out here that this right here is the reason why auditing is not enough. Alright? Because you go through the code, everything functions as it's supposed to, but the dev just got the payday and decided not to do the job. That's why I would be proposing things like escrow wallets that do a timed release of a certain amount of funds, that sort of thing. So, like, motherfucker, you gotta keep doing the work, or you give a governance token to let us vote on you getting paid because you did the work, you know, that sort of thing. But these are all things I'm working on with Audit Dow to try to fix it. I'm just saying that this is the situation we're in, guys. You know, you can do this, you can try to work on it, but this is going to happen over the next few months. I'm just saying, like, all these various finance places that are running around doing things, there's no guarantee that they're not going to do the same thing 6 months from now. So, it's sad, it's regretful. I know, it doesn't change the fact. I know, it's sad, it's terrible, I'm very sorry. I can have sympathies. I'm trying to offer a way to say you can try to salvage this, and it's a little silver lining, but I understand that some people just want to be sad. So, it is a sad day. It is a sad day that I did as much as I could. The code worked, and the dev just left. So, sorry, folks. I really wish this could have been a good one, but this really makes it clear that we need to fix a lot of things in the area. We cannot keep operating like this. We have to fix shit, and so I'm going to make sure that, I'm going to do my damnedest to make sure that happens, because I'm trying to do it here as one guy, and I can't do anything about shit like this. Like, I can spend a little bit of my money, I can try to see if we can recover things that it can work, but you can't, like, there's just nothing you can do about having an anonymous person disappear on you after you've paid them. And that's what you guys are all doing. You're sending money to anonymous people in the hopes that they will do work. You have no contract, you have no identity to them, you have no idea that any of that is going to happen, you have no guarantee. The only intent or premise that you might have is that they keep doing this, they can keep making lots of money. Well, as you see right here, if you're a sad, pathetic, petty little scammer who's broke, and not a broke doge that would rather try to help people, then you can hold this, you can get perfect code, it can work, it can function, and this guy gets a payday. So that's it. And he got a payday by delivering a working product. Like, the pre-sale operated exactly as intended, in the sense that you can go withdraw, but that's it. Sorry. I wish I could make it better. Maybe we can come with an idea on what to do with this thing. I'm just going to point out, again, Yakuza DAO is resurrecting the Yakuza token. That was an even worse scam than this. Somebody could try to build this and recover it. And with that, I would... Okay. You think I have no credibility because, what, you paid a guy to do a job and then he didn't do anything? How do you expect me to make sure this guy's going to do anything? That's literally what happened. You can go get your YEVO, guys. It's right there. That's my point. You can go get your YEVO. It's simple enough. Go get your YEVO. I'm sorry that the man you paid, because you have to think about this. This is literally like you hired a contractor to build an addition to your house. You paid him in advance, and then he just never showed up. That's what happened here. Well, like, I'm sorry. This is why I don't tend to do this. Just, like, don't pay people in advance. That's all it comes down to. So, I read the code works, you can go get your YEVO. Other than that, thank you for those that have been defending. I don't know what to say to those that think that I'm complete fucking scam artist and anything. I'm gonna call it a night, because you said I am circling, and maybe we can try to come up with some way to salvage this even better by reusing this thing. but I am generally sorry. I know, it's generally worth nothing now, but if you want to, I don't know, be a man about things and try to build something of worth using this as a foundation, maybe that could happen. I don't know. Um, Maybe you just have to actually create something for once in your life. You can have an idea that you can take something that it can appear worthless and try to craft it. I would say, why don't you go talk to the Yakuza DAO people? Because that's the attitude they had. They got scammed, they got left with a bunch of Yakuza, and now they're trying to fix that by building Yakuza DAO. I was trying to put a silver lining on it so you didn't feel so bad. I guess some people would just like to feel terrible when they're down and not try to find a solution. I'm sorry you got scammed. I'm sorry they left. And would you stop asking me about YFV? YFV is fine. Jesus. Dev is working. Everything's okay. Fuck. I'm going to bed. I'm probably going to stop buying Commiserate over in Wolfpack if there's anyone there, just because, Jesus Christ, was it sad?